What's up, everybody? Welcome to another amazing episode of Welcome to Devon County. I am your tour guide, Anthony Sterling. Joining me, as always, is my well, how can I put it? My amazing tour guide pals. Yeah, that's just sound bad. But anyway, joining me, as always, Miss Gadir McHale, poet extraordinaire, who, you know what, I'm going to wait because I don't want to embarrass the other two. As well as the amazing, multi-talented, just multi-everything,
Multi.
thug of thugs, queen of queens. She slapped the shit out of Weezer Boudreaux, as her shirt. So, old Southern women, please beware. Miss Ashley effing bro. Oh, all right now. That the tude is real.
It's real.
And last but never damn least, Lafayette's own, New Orleans own.
Yeah, we're claiming New Orleans now. Yes.
She's claiming the NO now. The world's own, my best friend. Hey, best friend. That's my best friend. Okay.
Love you.
I suck bad that song. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Melissa Marie Newell. She is back from her tour giving duties. She didn't lose one, so no problems. We reset the clock. No debts in 30 days. So
zero casualties.
Zero casualties. There were a lot of Karens who were hurt. Their feelings were killed. But in the end, they became Hannahs. And we have to thank Melissa for that. None were hurt in the making of Devon County. Got to give that up. So before we get into the show, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, I'm going to pull back. As you can see, me and Gadir, we are the Wonder Twins. We knew what we had to wear. Everybody. Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, we have merch. Welcome to Devon County has merch. And
they look gorgeous.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Melissa has one, as well as Ashley. Don't believe it. They did get one. So you should get one too, because here's the beauty of it. I now have 2 stores, not just one, 2. Last time I told y'all we had I had a little problem with T Public. Well, they were understanding. They got the files. They were like, "Oh, you didn't steal this." I'm like, "You goddamn right, I didn't." So my store is back, and you can go to either T Public or T Spring. Right now, I'm just gonna advertise both. I may put a graphic right here. Probably not. I don't know yet, but it will be in the description of the show.
Support Black creatives.
Please support broke Black creatives. I am in need, but also if you buy shirts, I get a little something from it, and I will use that money to, like I said, pay bills, but also to improve the show itself, move to the podcast space, because you have to pay for podcasting, not like you have to with YouTube, because YouTube is absolutely free. But we are going to move this to the podcast realm, and I need the ducats. So, ladies and gentlemen, please go to teespring.com/store/TSWN. And also T Public, which I cannot remember because I had too many names and I forgot which one they brought back. So I will have them in the description. And the beauty of it is I have a 10% discount at Teespring for your order. So throughout the show, the store, you can get the tour guide show. We have a Welcome to Devon County logo. Just Welcome to Devon County. You can blaze it on your chest and show your love and tell people about the greatest damn Lovecraft recap show ever made. Damn it. I also have shirts that will have some consciousness to it, like Gadir wore it last week. My skin ain't my sin. Melissa, did you wear yours last time? You sure did. You sure did. Did you get one, Ashley?
I need to join the party, so I guess I'll be ordering one.
Mob rule, hive mind. So I have that. I also have extortion. Yes, definite extortion.
Extort your friends. They owe you.
Girl, y'all don't owe me a damn thing.
In one way or another, your friends usually do.
Exactly. Exactly.
So just go ahead and do it.
Because I will always say, I got stories about you. But it means nothing. Absolutely nothing. I don't. I literally don't. But I think one of the funny, I have 2 pretty funny shirts. One, it looks like, you remember the old school grocery bags that would say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, have a nice day. Well, this one says you suck, you suck, you suck, you suck, you suck, and at the bottom, and that's sad. So if you wear that shirt, you let people know exactly how you feel about them. Think about that. It's love. And one that I like to call the true love equation, that's basically you plus me equals bad chemistry. So if you are horrible in relationships, this is the t-shirt for you. I will have the description and the links down in the at the bottom of this thing when you read it. So please, 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 please. I am not getting on my knees because I do not beg, but I just did. Anyway, visit the store, buy some merch. I'll love you for it. And I have more designs coming. All right, moving on. Episode 7. Woohoo! Women are cool, especially if they're black. Oh, all right, good deal. Oh, Lord. Good deal. Hey, look, feel me. Good deal. Girl, you had that Midwest bounce going, girl. All right, come up and see me sometime. This was an episode. I love the name of the title. The title was I Am. This was Black Women Empowerment. This is self-recognition. This is a punch to the face to the patriarchy. This was basically saying, yes, we men, we have trash moments, but we don't have to be trash human beings. Love, respect, protect, and let these women grow and be who they want to be. And also, this episode is brought to you by Garnet from Steven Universe, my pop figure. Why? Because there was a badass having Afrofuturistic sister from the year of I don't know what. But my goodness, when she showed up, well, she was looking like somewhat of an Iron Man kind of look. I love the look of the design. But when I saw that massive ass Donna Summers afro, I was like, yes. So let's get into it, ladies and gentlemen. Your tour begins right now. We are going to start at the beginning of the show, and we see, oh man, I hope I have a wife that's so much like her one day. Miss Hippolyta. I want to call her Hippolyta so bad, but I will do it the black way. Hippolyta. We see Hippolyta. As we all know, she has Hiram Epstein's Ori. And she is trying to figure it out. She is tinkering with it. Frustration, like everything, throws it on the ground. And when it comes to calming down after frustration, usually when we try to solve a problem, boom, enlightenment. And right when she hits enlightenment, that sucker comes on and it gives her a key. And what is that key to? Well, we're going to talk about that. So, ladies, let's go. I told y'all I'm gonna let y'all have most of this show because this show was for y'all. It was for me on the sci-fi basis. It was for me because I love Ingenue Ellis. She's like one of the most beautiful women in Hollywood. Next to Wunmi Masuko.
Ruby.
I just
Ruby.
I got to do it
showing
like
you
Ludacris.
Some legs. Ruby showed you some legs today.
And
She looked good. She looked good in that short set. Ruby was not playing with y'all.
Shea butter, baby. Yes.
Ruby said that's gonna lose
look like she smelled like cocoa butter.
Oh man,
forever. She showed y'all.
Oh, she looked
on these hoes today.
She looked lacquered. She looked shiny. I was happy.
Red shorts for you.
I know. I wasn't mad at Ruby. I said, "Go ahead on."
Couldn't.
My favorite was when she was just perched. She was perched.
Yeah,
in the window.
Letting you know I am
these sunglasses. Like you have to come to me for this apology. You need to go ahead and apologize right now.
I am not an athletic brother. I would have been trying to climb that fire escape, trying to get to Queen Ruby so damn fast. Like, baby, I am sorry.
Ruby.
Can I make you some macaroni and cheese? Can I just do whatever you need?
Whatever
right. I say. And if she'd have looked at me and said, well, just jump off the fire escape, I'd have said, well, look, I'm going to just walk through the door and just go downstairs and walk away from you forever. I ain't dying for you, but I will definitely do for you. So
Well,
anyway.
shit, they had to pull some magic to try to get Ruben. I don't.
Yeah, let's not forget,
Homegirl had to
because
do a little brew.
well, and that's the beauty of it, because right after we saw Hippolyta getting access to the Ori and figuring it out, mind, which was so beautiful, because seeing her like her mind turn on.
Yes.
And figuring, plants have to be
She's
at
doing
a tilt
equations
in order to understand its axis. And I just went, look at you, beautiful mind having mother. Yes.
And you know what?
It's just awesome.
Sorry.
I know. I was just saying it was awesome.
That fits in so brilliantly with this whole episode, and especially the title "I Am."
Yes.
And because number one, if wasn't the episode when Uncle George hugged him, and that was a love letter and a kiss to all of us as brothers and sisters. This episode was a fucking love letter to Black women. A hell of a kiss, an embrace that says, "I'm never letting you go." Which I loved. And also back to her brilliance, I thought really showing the power of her mind and how fiercely intelligent she is and brilliant she is, because she's been that way from the beginning, but it fit in with the theme of how she shrunk herself and other people shrunk her. Yes, they recognized it. Even George recognized, I'm married to this brilliant woman. But what did he do to help it grow? What did he do to help it out? Absolutely nothing. It's like a nod. You're brilliant, but okay, let's move on.
Right, but you're also a mother.
Yeah, and that's
you're
why
also a wife.
Yes, and it fit in so perfectly with I Am. Like, people will know this, but they didn't shine a light on it. They didn't say, look, be brilliant. Let that just go out into the world. It's hinted that her dad has always known and seen, but at that time, what could he possibly do? But I give him credit because he encouraged it.
Right.
He fed those conversations with her, obviously. So he nurtured it for the time being in the best way he could.
But even with the nurturing, you could also see that he also, both him and his wife, her her parents also kept her in the box of, you need to be married at a certain time.
True,
you need to be
true.
kept. You need to be you need to be a mother and a wife. Now, I know her. I won't say I know, because they didn't go too much into it, but I know somewhere deep down inside, her dad also knew, I'm stifling her, but I'm also stifling her maybe to protect her.
And that's what I'm saying, for the time.
Yeah, for the time, I'm gonna let you do, but I'm still gonna have to put the reins on you to hold you, so you don't get too far out to where you can be harmed or you can have your feelings hurt. Because remember, episode 5, when she spoke about, she had the name of Hera's chariot. And they gave it to this little white girl, plus she had the hookup, she had to connect what they say, the complexion for the connection.
Right.
That was the things her dad was trying to protect her from, but also, letting her be herself, but at the same time, he stifled her at, in the same vein of.
And I get that, but let's contrast it. Two things. We all know she couldn't be an uppity Negro during that time.
No.
Coming from white people's perception. But even worse, how dare you be an uppity Negro woman? Oh, that'd have been worse than an uppity Negro man.
Not just being uppity.
No, but they would have. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying by uppity. Anything that's intelligent, that's
they won't say intelligent.
Yeah.
Right.
They'll call it uppity.
Right.
So if a Negro man at the time, and I'm using the terminology at the time, an uppity Negro man, oh boy, that was enough to get you killed. But an uppity Negro woman, oh boy, they burn the world down.
Right.
So I understand he was protecting her, but in a way, I do give him credit, because contrast that with Montrose's dad. The man was an artist, and that he literally wanted to beat it out of him. Now, of course, there were other things that played that he wanted to beat out of him,
which was truly answered again.
Yeah, but also, like, let's not let that spirit in that way grow. Get something that keeps you safe. Get a job. Keep your nose clean. Stay under the radar of white folks. And that's what this is. And I contrast Hippolyta with Montrose's story. And I understand, because to give credit to doing the best he can. What could he have possibly done? I mean, you could say maybe send her to a boarding school somewhere else, but who had money like that? Most Black people at the time.
Right.
Get her out of the country. So he did the best he could with what he faced in this circumstance. And his love for his child is always going to transcend even her gift. Like, I just think he would have, if it If he was gonna stifle it and not let it out at all, he would have chose that if it meant her imminent death.
Mhm.
That's just how I perceive he would have done it,
Right,
especially during
right.
that time. But I give him credit that he did at least let her, he had those conversations with her. Like if that was the least he could do, at least to keep that spark alive to maybe when she became an adult and she could fend for herself and do those things, at least he protected it and nurtured it in that way.
Right.
Which I give him credit for that part of
Mhm.
it. Because he could have went the opposite way, like Montrose's dad.
Right, because he
Mhm.
never like told her she couldn't.
Yeah.
It and that was the beauty of it. Like even if you go back to what was it, episode 5, where they were having a conversation on the phone.
Yeah, with Bobo,
You know, well, right, when they show Bobo running and stuff, but when she had the conversation about the 2 planets and trying to figure out the Ori, you know, you never heard him get on the phone and say, yeah, why are you still messing with that mumbo jumbo?
No, he encouraged it.
He
Kept her sharp.
encouraged it. You know,
Kept her sharp.
they had that conversation. So I loved it. I was just like, all right, great, let's go. But there was a moment we saw the old like Black Mama Hippolyta
in that car.
Oh yes,
She already know y'all lying,
right? And
you gonna have the audacity to ask for my vehicle?
Yeah.
And when Tick got a little too ahead of himself, because Tick was like, "Wait, we already issued a thing. Why the hell you analyzing what I'm about to do with my own vehicle with my own magazine? Like, what are you trying to figure out, sir? Let me stop you right there."
Gathered his ass real quick.
Gathered him and then peeled out.
Exactly.
And for me,
she did peel out after she did it.
They had to back up.
That was her period and bye.
And you see, Letty already knew what time it was. That's
Letty stayed quiet.
Y'all know Letty run about.
Yeah.
She was like,
Letty knew.
Letty know something. I'm gonna back up because I
Letty
see it all
knew.
in her face.
Yeah, she knew.
Letty knew what time it was as a woman.
Yeah, game recognized game. Letty said, "All right now."
Letty, back up.
I
Tick
just
was trying to figure shit out, and this is not the time. Tick, calm down. Go
you
catch
think
the
she
bus.
know about about George?
You think?
Yes.
You think?
Yeah.
Letty had to tell him, I think she knows.
No.
Yeah, she knows. And guess what? She's already one step ahead of us, so you might want to go get her.
And speaking of revelations, boy, did we get one.
Oh,
I knew I was dreaming about
and I was right. I was right too. Go.
Baby, I'm gonna shut up. I'm gonna let you finish.
I was right because the wife knew. I said that. Remember?
Wait, what would you write? What was you right about?
I said the wife knew whenever the Montrose. And I said, look, there's all kinds of marriages. I said she knew.
That.
I said,
Well,
another revelation.
I wasn't even going there, but no.
Talking about the little bun in the oven.
The bun in the oven.
Oh, that. Okay, well,
the special child.
The fly man in a snowstorm.
Yeah, you got it. When I said, I knew I had a dream about fish. Oh, somebody's pregnant.
You're dreaming.
Yeah, man.
You're fucking like you're crazy with no condoms.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's 1950s. Rubbers didn't exist.
Moved them in, child. But I did love their tender moment at the beginning because when she had her little baby dream or whatever, and he just grabbed her and held her, and I was like, oh, it's so tender. I love their tender.
It was cute for a split second because he mugged her out of the way when he said, "Okay, so I found out about this."
Yeah,
it was like a quick push. It wasn't like
he gave her that moment.
He gave her the moment, but
they gave each other that moment.
But it was fleeting.
But the work has to be done.
Exactly.
They still got to find this book.
Look, I love you, girl, but look, people trying to kill her.
Right. We both having dreams of being on fire.
Right.
Yeah, we need to figure this out.
Because I just love how you say, how you knew she came out, she ran through the front door. Oh, I don't know. Well, let me tell you, I had the dream too.
She left out something.
Yeah, exactly. She purposely left it out too.
And that was an awesome way to announce that there's a baby coming. Because you saw when Hannah looked at her and smiled a little bit like, ooh, boy, well, my bloodline's still going strong. And she looked down and she held her her stomach, and then boom, flames, she just burst into flames. I'm like,
right.
Oh, that child gonna be some hell on y'all. Good luck.
But maybe that's why she's dreaming. I mean, I'm sure that's why she's dreaming, because now she has another line of the family inside her. So now she's able to connect to that magic.
Yeah. So that was
connect to that magic.
And well, we're gonna talk about what Melissa was just so happy to be excited for, that she knew. You're almost like Sophia from what was that? The Women of Brewster Place. When she saw the two lesbians going at it, and she said, I saw Latoya.
No, but I knew the wife had to know Montrose.
Oh yeah,
women know.
But she loved Montrose. You know, so, I mean, she loved George.
Like I said, there's all kinds of marriages.
Right.
And that's their
and
business.
Was,
the people who are married, that's their business.
And that was to save him, you know, and I think that was commendable. That was sweet. That was that's Black women protecting Black men, no matter, you know, the what sexuality that Black man has, you know.
That's why I think George is a daddy.
Well,
I was about to say, meanwhile, she having her nephew. So, okay, cool.
Yeah, you know, let's be honest.
Like she talked to him like she's his mama. That's
right. You know, I mean, but let's just really be honest. Little Richard had children, but
that's true too. I didn't say he couldn't. I just think George is.
I personally think George is his dad, but I actually felt, I really did feel for Montrose. That whole scene. The thing with Sammy, like him and Sammy, I'm sorry, that's just a cute ass couple.
They are a
right.
couple, man.
I love Sammy.
Sammy said you ain't gonna play me for crazy.
Like, exactly. Play me this time.
Sammy is not.
Like we all get bad nerves.
You
like,
done kiss me at the ball? No. You done kiss me at the ball? No.
Like kiss me, then throw me away.
The day is over.
Yeah.
Yeah, we go together.
Honeymoon.
Honeymoon
is done. But what I enjoyed, you know, was the fact that Sammy didn't let him get away with it.
Right.
And Montrose had to finally understand that, okay, you see the community you're in. Right. We already know you have to hide. We get it. Sammy understands that you have to hide. He didn't put your business out in the street. Your paranoia, your childhood, your father came out. Like his dad, like I really think his daddy is constantly behind him, ready to strike every time Montrose shows his true self.
Yeah,
so
that trauma.
Yeah, exactly. Trauma.
And for me, the argument over the grits, I was like, oh, y'all are so Black. God damn.
I don't eat no pork.
I don't eat no pork.
And what you gonna say? The coffee gonna be too wet now?
But the way Montrose caught that, no, it's too much sugar. I was like, all right, cuz.
You dirty bitch. Right.
Like, but you were drinking it. Right. And that's, if Sammy was about that life, Sammy said, but bitch, you be drinking it.
Sammy walked off on that ass.
Oh, yeah.
He had to run after him.
He's sensitive.
Sammy is tired of his shit.
Sensitive but tired.
Right.
Yes. Sammy is tired of his shit.
That's practically Martin and Gina. Let's just call it what it is. That's Martin and Gina.
Martin and Gina. I'll be damned. Oh, wait.
Want to kick him out and then run after.
Yes. But even physically, that matches.
Yes, exactly.
It was like when he said that, Martin just popped in my head, and I'm like, no, Ashley, you said wow because you saw it too just now.
Yes, that's why.
Montrose got them big ears. Sammy got that apple head. We good. Martin and Gina. That is. But I really thought that was a powerful scene. Even, you know, the revelation of it all with Tick.
Yeah.
Tick calling him the F word.
Letty sitting back again.
Letty sitting back and just going, that's on y'all.
How about Sammy's walk? His walk away from them.
Oh, yeah. Sammy was like, I'm going to switch clean on out.
Yeah.
And the way he looked at Tick, I said, please, Tick, keep your hands to yourself.
Because he didn't want it. Tick didn't want it. Sammy was going to give it to him.
Because Sammy looked like he carried a blade.
Sammy was going to give it to him.
He carries a straight razor. But
Sammy is not a liar. Or Sammy is not the one.
He's not the one that has to hide.
Sammy.
Right.
Yeah. It's your daddy.
But at the same time.
Ass and then doing all this stuff.
How people react.
Mm-hmm.
They will, the bomb blows up and it burns everybody.
Shrapnel, yeah.
The shrapnel goes everywhere, and he didn't need that. And I'm glad they didn't write that in, because that would have been just bullshit for me. And
he had already beat his ass.
Yeah, he already
horribly last episode.
But what I love was Montrose. Whoo! I saw a little bit of Omar come out of there. I saw a little bit of Chalky White come out of there. What you talk out of my name? I was like, all right, you see, let me tell you something.
When he took that shirt off.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm still your.
Ain't no word around here.
There is no disrespect on my name. Nothing. Right. I was like, All right. That ass whipping was one.
Tick. Don't make him get nostalgia over the old time.
And that's what Montrose is telling him.
Mm-hmm.
I am your daddy. Get it? I am. I can be anything else, but to you,
I am your daddy.
Right.
And you will never call me out my name.
Yeah, he named himself a Tick. Tick ain't gonna never forget that.
Oh,
and back to Sammy. Wait, Sammy? I mean, y'all saw the look Sammy gave Tick though.
Yeah.
Sammy's confident in who he is. So what you do to your damn daddy's son, you keep it over there.
Right.
That's how I translated that look too.
But I also think that look said, you put one more hand on this man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, because he's
I'm gonna cut your ass.
Right.
Yeah, I don't care if you came from his loins or wherever. I'm gonna cut you.
Because Sammy saw what he did to him. His face.
Right. Exactly. He went run to Sammy when that
man
happened.
loves Montrose.
Yeah.
You were fiercely protective of whom you love.
Right. And I'm sorry. Tick is an ugly cry.
Oh, yeah, he is.
He got an ugly cry.
I have an ugly cry too, but
me
Tick,
too.
It's the acting.
Cry.
It's great acting, but when you do that,
like he's fighting it.
No, he's like his face morphs into something.
But
and I have an ugly cry. I
have an ugly cry. And his features are very dominant. Like they're very, upfront. So when he shows that emotion, you know, like when you see Denzel cry, Denzel got the cool one slave tear.
Yeah,
the Denzel cry. But when you see Tick cry, it's like like his parents whipped his ass and said, keep crying, I'm gonna give you something to cry about. And you try to hold it in and you go,
No, his face go.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, okay, I get
you can't learn this in school.
No,
it's a charisma you're just born with.
Exactly.
It's just in him. That's why he's gonna be one of the greats.
Yes.
That's his cry.
That's the cry. If anything, it's this cry that cannot be duplicated.
If he's up for Emmy nomination next year, y'all just use that scene. He should get it.
Just it. Yeah, that's it.
I think everybody on that show
compilation of him crying.
Yes, in the episode.
A compilation of him crying.
Just.
Yep.
I know that.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Like, ooh, Lord, okay, bro. Like, but
he makes me feel better about my cry.
He scares me because he seemed like one of them children. You take his orange, he gonna beat your ass. You remember them children in school?
You know the ones that would fight and cry at the same time?
Yeah.
People.
Yes.
You don't do nothing to them.
No.
The teacher would have to come peel them off of you.
Exactly.
You just give them your ginger cookie and you keep it moving.
Exactly. All those
they got problems at home you don't even know about. Just let them.
Oh yes.
You leave them alone.
Their mama smoke cools and wear a hair bonnet to school when they drop them off.
Yeah. No.
You leave them alone.
Yeah.
Leave them babies.
Just give them the money.
Alone.
Give them the money. The lunch money.
Hey, say what you want. That is government cheese flowing through them veins. That causes anger.
Yeah. No. It's a whole different type of fight. You don't want that.
No, you don't want that whipping. That's a whipping.
Nope. That's Tick. That's Tick. You don't want that. And he done fought off a demon, Asian demon, foxtail demon.
He got that fox
He got daddy issues. He got mama issues.
He got white folks want to use him.
His woman.
His aunties don't.
Exactly.
Right.
The grand wizards of the ancient dawn want to use him to open Pandora's box.
Tick is not to be fucked with right now.
Exactly. But
his daddy, he's tired of that. Yeah. You can only beat him one time.
Yeah. You get one chance. And to quote the great Omar, if you shoot at the king, you best not miss. Right. Even though you whoop the king ass, you miss. You didn't finish.
Yeah. Let it go.
So now,
let it go.
Just leave it be.
Mm-hmm. And
Shakespeare. Oh man, when he went downstairs, Letty's look, and what Montrose told him, why y'all came here? Why y'all come here?
Mm-hmm.
That right there just took me like, damn, like
uninvited,
unannounced, and you can't blame them because they were gonna knock. It just so happened the relationship tiff happened in front of them.
No, you know what it means by unannounced. You have to call ahead of time.
Girl, it's 1954. Ain't nobody got time to call the operator. Operator, 555-6472. Oh, he might be in the bathroom. Now I got to sit and wait for his ass to come out the bathroom.
Right.
Operator, sorry, Mr. Tick, but Montrose won't come up. No.
Shut up about unannounced. I'm on both sides of that. Like, I understand showing up unannounced. I understand not showing up unannounced.
Right.
Although I've mostly showed up unannounced and dared you to tell me, you know, and you could tell me get the fuck, but I would still, you know.
You'd stay outside,
but
talk to the door.
You would think Tick and Letty learned their lesson about unannounced because they got cussed out with the dad and Montrose, and then Hippolyta cussed them out. Y'all better start calling because y'all doing too much with your little project. Y'all better start calling.
Send a letter. Use priority mail. It come in 2 days.
Yeah.
Just let them know, hey, 2 days from when you get this,
Stop
I'm
popping
here.
up. Right. Stop popping up.
But see, popping up is good to me because, you know, now if I get something I don't want,
on a Sunday morning,
I'm taking
Sunday afternoon.
I'm taking full responsibility for my pop-upness. So if I pop up, I see what I don't want to see or something like that.
Have a tough heart.
That's on me. Exactly. Right. I'll be like, well, I got exactly what I was coming for. Now let me take my ass back home.
Exactly.
Carry your ass.
I get exactly what I was coming for, and I stay my ass right there. You know?
You're right.
See that?
But in their case, it's not working out for them. It's not working out.
Well, at least
y'all just need to go on y'all adventure.
Hey, at least they didn't go, we pregnant.
Exactly.
No need for surprises now, because somebody dying. Somebody gonna get cut.
So, and I think what's her name knows she's pregnant at this point. Ruby.
Ruby's
like, you love garlic. What the hell?
Exactly. Women always,
or you might be carrying little Mr. Fix-It Jr. I was like, you see.
I hope she's not having a demon.
Whoa.
I'm just saying.
We never know. But hey.
We seen whatchamacallit birth a demon out of a cow or whatever that was.
Yeah.
Well,
I wouldn't put it past anything in
this show. We've already seen Ruby sleep with somebody from Ron Mahalf. So,
what?
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Y'all not anime fans. Ron Mahalf was a show about a guy who could actually fall into a water and turn into a woman and then fall into water again and turn into a man. He was cursed.
Okay, anime fan here, just not that one, but thank you.
Oh, girl, Ron Mahalf.
All the anime you and I discussed, you want to say I'm not an anime fan? Anyway, go on.
You knew about Ron Mahalf?
I said not that one.
Okay, well.
Okay, I'm
old. Well, there's like 100,000
different stories like that. So
I
love it. I love anime.
Well, before we go into the whole Ruby and Christina Williams craziness, I still want to stick on the Montrose thing because after that, the storming out, the conversation with Tick and Letty was powerful, heartbreaking. It was, oh damn. Like, this is the revelation, you know, like when he said he beat me, talking about he didn't want me to be soft. And it's just like at the beginning of the first few episodes between George, Montrose, and Tick and the conversations that were going on. It's the cycle. It's it's the trauma. It's the abuse. It's you cannot be who you're supposed to be because the times dictate and the culture demands you never to be who you are, never to live who you're supposed to be. But what I loved was just Letty stayed quiet practically in that whole scene and listened. And I'm not saying women should be quiet. No, say your piece. But for her to just
gotta know when to talk.
Gotta know when to talk. Just to let
know when to be quiet.
Let it go. You know, maybe it's cathartic. Maybe it's therapy for him. Now he finally sees, because he kept saying, oh, you was doing it for me. But all the while, he was and he wanted to call him that word again. He wanted to call him that word again. But Ola, what I called him? Montrose, because Omar and Montrose together. That bellowing, that anger, that fatherly scowl that he gave him about, you will never call me out my name. Tick learned. That's what I love about Tick. Tick is a fast learner. He understood it. You cannot call him out his name ever
Make
again.
It your last time.
Make it your last time. And I think the reason also for that, I guarantee you, Montrose's daddy called him that. Called him a sissy. You know, called him a fairy.
Obvious,
Oh, yeah. Called him everything. You know. So I don't want to hear that anymore. And I like the fact that Tick had to hold it. He was like, I want to call it to you, but who's to say Montrose wouldn't have flew down them stairs and whoop his ass?
Right. It's that fear, but that fear was beat into him as a child. So
that it's not a respect, it's a fear. And that's dangerous. You know, that is super dangerous. And I can't believe
and that sticks with you.
Yes. It sticks with you longer than respecting somebody, which is kind of
well, especially as a child. If you were beat as a child, you know that's harder to let go than most. You know.
Just like he said, you know, his father made his time in the military. He prepared him for it because of that.
Yeah.
So,
right.
Yeah. But I also liked how Letty smoothly transitioned the conversation.
She still got the tea.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like a woman. I'm gonna let you finish, but
yeah, but I still talk to him. Yeah. He mad at you. He ain't mad at me.
Exactly.
I mean, like you know, me. Yeah. I apologize for popping up, but yeah, I still got the tea.
Remember, Tick,
in St. Louis.
Right. Remember, Tick,
or Tulsa, whatever.
I'm crazy. You're foolish. That's how we describe this. Montrose will talk to crazy. He just can't stand foolishness.
Yeah.
Live with it, buddy.
Exactly. Right. Still got the tea.
And yes, with the tea being spilt and served nice and piping hot, we learned that because, as usual, Tick doesn't know anything about his mama's side of the family, which is also somewhat of a I kind of feel like it's a conversation with us as Black people not knowing our ancestry the way we should, or the way other cultures understand and know about theirs. There are times like, and I'll just use my personal experience with my father's side. I didn't know much about his side of the family. He was an only child. It took for him to pass away for me to find out I had cousins in Lake Charles with the same last name as me. I had never met him. And here come my mama tapping me at the funeral. This your cousin Deidre from Lake Charles. Hey, cuz. This sucks meeting you in this, this way, but how old? Oh, you're older than me. You owe me Christmas gifts. So, yeah, I'm horrible with people.
Shame.
But no, it's just weird. You know, I was happy to have met him. We actually keep up from time to time on Facebook, but I really did like that moment because it does remind me of how we don't know our history the way we should, and know our families the way we supposed to. You know, because that's me. That's me.
No, I understand what you're saying, but I just want to be very careful here. It's not that we don't know how we should, but access to that, because we've been doing Ancestry.com for more than 10 years now. Yeah. And when I tell you, one of the most heartbreaking things is that you have to look under a slave owner's name to see if you, and then even that's not your name, and it's broken, or they didn't keep records because you weren't considered human if they kept a record at all. So a
all
lot
they kept was bill of sale.
A lot of that history, one, is not there. And then ironically, to get at your history, you have to go through a lot of white people, to, oh, well, this one intermarried, or this one did this, and it was from this plantation. And I'm going to say it's fucked up. So I understand what you're saying, but I just want to be very careful. Now, what, to me, a better argument is that more of us should be going to dig into that history. I will say that as best we can, know who we are, know where we come from throughout the diaspora. And for a lot of us, even those European connects, know where we come from. I will say that I'm always promoting, dig into that history, know it. It's heartbreaking because I've done the work, and it's very visceral.
True. Or just basically walk up and say, who your mom in them.
But to see that under a slave owner's name, these are your people, or to see that this family owned this number of slaves, and that maybe your great was a dishwasher, and this one was lucky enough to be a porter. I mean, or this one was in the field. That's fucking heartbreaking. Right.
So, yeah, that happened. And we learn about a cousin or aunt. I think it was a cousin.
I think he's his mom's cousin.
His mom's cousin. Yeah.
They were the best friend, the old woman.
Best friends. Yeah.
What was her name?
I think they were friends, right?
Yeah, I thought
both their husbands were church, deacon in church, and something like that.
Yeah. But there was,
So with that,
and she knew the aunt.
Right. There we go.
Yeah, she was best friends with the aunt of his mom. Yeah.
So we have that, but we gotta talk about the hero, the focal point, the ever wonderful Hippolyta Freeman, because this was her show. And what I love was that two journeys were happening at the same time. Two journeys of discovery was going on at the same time. Tick was discovering his family, trying to find the book of names, which they, in the dream, like Letty said, your master's house is burning all around you. You're pregnant, and the first thing you go for is a book. Light goes off, book of names. Hannah had it, gotta find it. So he heads off to St. Louis, leaves Letty behind to handle her family situation with her and Ruby. That was another great conversation between her and Ruby. And Hippolyta decides, well, to hell with it all. I'm going on a journey because, damn it, my name is Hippolyta, and I could do this, and I got the Woody. So I'm on the road, and she was heading off to Mayfield, Kansas.
Excuse me. Before we go on into journey into Hippolyta, I have to say something as far as continuity and how sometimes doing things in the most subtle way is the most powerful. When the kids are playing, when Letty and the other kids are playing the board game, and they say, "When's Bobo coming back?" And we as the audience know, stop, coming back because a horrible bitch,
right?
Breathing,
and I
cost that young man his life, and I thought that was it was innocent. Kids are asking, "Hey, when's my friend coming back from a summer camp?"
Because he knows how to play the game better than y'all.
Right. And I like how subtly, but so very powerful.
He's not coming back, right?
And we all know, but those kids don't know. So that's powerful storytelling, and that's powerful showing without words too.
Right.
Yeah, that
I
and
just want to say that
it never dawned upon me that it was the trip. I thought he might have left and went to the store or something. I don't know.
No.
But now when you say that, I was like, oh yeah, Bobo. That right there.
I have to give those writers that much because that was
And let's speak of history, because we also got more powerful female representation. And I will ask y'all, did y'all see the first display of great Black women?
Wait, let me go back, and I tried to go back and watch it today because I said, let me go back and see the women. We all know Josephine was the obvious one.
Josephine Baker.
No, the bike rider.
That's what I'm saying. The motorcycle.
Right.
I kept saying, let me
go back. She was somebody. And I was just like, I don't know who she is, but I'm sure she's somebody famous in history. And I was just like, she's just a badass on a
bicycle, on a motorcycle. So,
while she's singing Josephine Baker and doing whatever,
which was so pre-telling. That was so foretelling. It was it was awesome. You know, and I just thought it was awesome just to see. If you don't know who Betsy Stringfield is, she was an African-American woman. Now, some are also saying that she was born in Jamaica. She was either born in Jamaica or born in Florida, one of the two. But she's a Black woman.
Period.
There we go. Who was one of the few carriers for the military during World War II, motorcycle carriers who would deliver messages back and forth from the front back to the from the front to the back. I'm gonna say it like that, from the front to headquarters. And she is also the first Black woman to go coast to coast on a motorcycle. She is also a Hall of Famer with the American Motorcycle something Association. So sorry, Bessie, I'm trying my hardest to show you as much respect as possible. My brain ain't working good, but she is definitely an unsung hero. Sadly, she probably won't have an unsung episode. So definitely let's give props where props are due, because this woman rode her motorcycle and did what she loved till she died. And 9 out of 10 probably passed away on her bike riding.
God
No
bless
bad
her.
accidents.
I
or
hope so.
anything.
But
She
you know what,
she
too?
died what she loved doing.
And look at this, because it all goes back into I am. When you know who you are and you are named.
Yeah.
And this is the thing. Look at the joy. When Hippolyta, she couldn't contain it. She went, ooh, that
when she saw
with Black women, when we see each other, we're happy, we're pulling for you. And I
let's
love
go motorcycle.
Exactly. And I love that they showed
go dirt bike.
Right.
They showed Hippolyta doing that because women were showing Hippolyta, get here.
Yeah.
Right.
Come.
She was stifled.
Be among the great. And that was her journey. Be among the
with
greats.
us.
You are here, but come out.
Right.
Do it.
Join us. Yep.
And I love that because Ashley and the that kind of joy, the Black and brown, when we see someone else, we swear we related to them. Oh, my girl,
girl,
exactly.
yes,
that joy of recognition, that joy that you made it despite all odds.
Yeah.
Yep.
And there was no words, just elation.
Right. That's what
just joy. That was just so cool.
It's just good to see.
Yeah,
it was like to see.
Hey, girl.
Right.
Joy.
Yeah. And the way Bessie just looked at her like, hey, girl, what's going on?
What's up? Right.
All right.
Like we got
do this every day. Right.
Yeah, we got every day I'm on this bike.
This ain't nothing. This ain't nothing.
And they were both single journey women, if you think about it.
Yeah.
On a trip of discovery.
Going on a destination, right?
Going to their destined destinations. Destiny was calling.
Black journey women. Black journey women.
Okay.
That's even more because it does matter that they were Black. On the open roads in the United States of America.
And I'm wondering if they were on Route 66.
I didn't even see, and I kept trying to rewind. I said, I want to know what.
No, if they were riding Route 66 because
I tried to go watch it today just to go look for it, and I forgot because I was having computer problems.
Yeah, because I don't think the I-10, the interstate system was up yet in 55. I think it was starting, and you if you're in California and you're going west, you had to take Route 66. So I think they were on Route 66, which I think was really cool.
Oh, we're nerds. We're definitely nerds.
You know what I appreciated too? I appreciated that she brought her daughter on that journey to witness greatness.
Well, she wanted. Diane didn't go.
Yeah, the comic book. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. Because you remember, Diane didn't want to do the checklist.
She was with her when she was at the house. That was a flashback.
No, I thought she was in the car.
No, she wasn't in the car, sweetie.
She was with her when they went back to the house. Because remember, they turned the car around to go see something, and that's when she went to that house.
Yeah, she dropped it. That's why they had a baby
3 days prior.
They went to,
she was babysitting. That's what the whole Bobo conversation.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
Her daughter was with her when they first were at the house, the burned down house.
Right. So
they went to the lodge.
I'm sorry.
They went to Artem.
It was a flashback.
When she said,
it's okay.
I just love how she said, I don't think this has anything to do with Pa's death.
Yeah, we're not supposed to be here. And she's like, didn't I ask you to stay and go?
At least she just didn't go, what? Didn't I tell you stay your black ass?
Right. Yeah.
But Hippolyta is a refined woman, but she had that look. But I love how she did it because she smiled a little bit, but you see them eyes. Them eyes were like, you don't jump in that Woody.
Right.
I'm going to jump you. And
I asked you to stay.
I don't think it has anything to do with that.
Which is more menacing from a black mother than any yelling or screaming.
Sing-song shit that y'all do.
Sing-song stuff, you in danger. Just go.
I told you to take a bath.
I asked you to stay in the car.
Mama
wanna play with me today?
Right.
I'm not the one.
Right.
But yeah, she finds George's copy of Orithia Blue.
She packed it for.
She always packs one for.
Yeah, she packed it for. Yeah, well, it was for her mom.
It was for her mom this time. Oh, and here's a little bit of trivia. Orithia Blue, well, we all saw in the show, is Diana's representation of her mom.
We see it at the end.
The book, you see it at the end. But if you read the book, Diana is not Diana. Diana is Horace. Horace is his son. He actually, there's this really cool little side story of how he came up with it, because it was supposed to be Orinthia Green, because Hippolyta's maiden name is Hippolyta Green, And when he goes up to his mom and says, "Mom, I made it," and she's like, "Oh, that's great!" And this and then she sees the name, say, "Yeah, I made it for you," and she's like, "Well, that's a little too, a little too on the nose. She's your character," and he just goes, "Yeah, but you're her." So it's the same thing they try to move with Diana on how she draws her. So I just want to throw that out there. That which we already know if you've seen the episode, yes. So moving on, we get to the observatory. We already talked about the conversation with Ruby and Letty. That was a really nice one. The whole thing about sisterly bond. It's time to get our shit together. We are different, but we are blood. We are kin. I do love you. Yeah, I love you too. You with a white man. Yeah, and you with a man that ain't got no job. So,
sisters. Exactly.
Hardcore sisters.
You're the only man in the city with no job.
Yeah, the only man outside with no job.
At your house. Right.
But when she called it, he's a pretty big help. And I'm just like,
yep, he help around the house.
Yeah, okay, he help around the house. Who paying the bills? But once again, Ruby digress. Ruby cooked for her. We do know that this girl is pregnant. It's just no way, shape. We can't run from it. She is with Little Tick.
Little Tick. I'm sorry, that sounds crazy.
Little Tick.
That's a new rapper, I tell you now. So she finds the Ori. Tick
that
is
was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was cool, and it was still going. But the thing was, which was strange, did y'all notice that it lit up when she got near it? That when she saw it, it wasn't moving until she looked down and it came on. So that, I think, was another kind of sign that, okay, she's got a magic baby. And that it recognized the bloodline. Now, I could be wrong. I might be reading a little too much into it.
No, that makes sense.
No, it did do that, like you said. But.
Yeah, so that's how I kind of saw it. And with all of that, she gets on the phone. She calls Tick. Tick is at Miss Osberta. Or Birdie. I love her. Birdie, because that's how Ethel used to say it. Birdie was a friend of the family. There was also conversation that she didn't know everything about the family, but what Doris, who's Tick's mom, her aunt would talk about was just about how much what the family went through, everything that happened in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Ladies and gentlemen, we're about to get another dose of Tulsa. We got it strong and hardcore in Watchmen that was on HBO, but I think we're going to get another heaping helping of a very,
as we should,
a very
needs
dark,
to be told over and over.
Yes, a very dark time in this nation's history. This nation is full.
Wait, so we are gonna have another Watchmen?
No. They're gonna talk about Tulsa in
I thought
Lovecraft.
you meant, I was like, okay, yeah, for Lovecraft. I was like, wait, I didn't read. Okay,
because the first time we heard it, smells like Tulsa.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He did. They've been hinting at Tulsa.
Right.
They've been hinting at it.
So and one of the actual episodes is called Tulsa. I went Tulsa. I think it's episode 9. So he's asking her about the Book of Names. Was it called the Book of Names? Miss Birdie didn't know, but she showed pictures of Tick's aunt or great aunt, because it was Dora's aunt. And he noticed something in the picture. Now, my question was, the woman that was in the picture, that wasn't his mom. That had to have been his great aunt. Because she said, well, and can you guess who that is? And he never said it. And I thought it was his mom.
I thought it was his mom too.
But I think it was his aunt. I think that was his aunt. Because he didn't say, oh, that's mom. But when he looked and he noticed a mark on her arm.
Yeah.
And he jumped up and he saw it was one of the letters of Adam. And lo and behold, he has the same mark. So I think his whole bloodline has that mark of Adam on wherever on their body, or birthmark, whatever you want to call it. And as he notices it, Letty's on the phone. Letty tells him that I just always said it. Hippolyta had the Ori the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, really? How do you know? I'm looking at the damn thing right here. You know, like you could just see Letty like, look, I'm pregnant. I'm tired. This shit is right here.
I need you to catch up.
Yeah, my nerves are bad.
Right.
And Tick has to make a decision, which continuity-wise, I was like, we'll get to it. It was just a really fun old school adventure movie moment, because we get to Kansas. Hippolyta is in the Woody. She finds the observatory, which is Hiram's observatory. In the book, it was not Hiram Epstein, but Hiram Winthrop. And in this observatory, there is this weird machine with a keyhole in it, and the key she got from the Ori. And I can't remember word for word what was etched in the Ori, but it was something about time and time and space. And we have the
destination.
Yeah. We have a beautiful mind moment with Hippolyta, because why? Because that's who she is. That's who she is. That's who she am. I can't say that's who I am. It's who she am. And she's going through the equations. And lo and behold,
that was exciting for me.
Yeah, I was sitting there going, well,
put it together, girl. Put it together.
I just did this. We got a new internet meme. This is Black women trying to figure out Karens.
Yo,
the fuckery of a Karen.
Ooh.
But I really loved it, because we constantly keep getting small glimpses of who Hippolyta is. And who she has always been. But that moment of seeing these equations dancing in her head, and she's coming up with the solutions and problems and mass velocity, wait, time, mass velocity, wait. And I'm just sitting there going, oh, was that crazy dude? She's a genius. But I thought about A Beautiful Mind with, what's that guy's name?
Russell Crowe.
Russell Crowe. You remember when he would just stare at the chalkboard? And he'd start talking to himself, but as he's talking, he's writing, and it sounds like gibberish, but it's got a massive math equation. So
you thought of the white dude from A Beautiful Mind, and I'm thinking of the black woman from NASA.
Oh yeah, Hidden Figures. Okay, great. Hidden Figures didn't have that.
I'm just saying
that special effect. That's why I thought about it.
Well, she was at the board writing down.
Yeah, she was. But when I saw the special effect,
the floating equations,
I know.
Or I could have did this. Oh, I thought about that internet meme with that Spanish novella chick, and she looks in the screen and the equations pop up. See, but no.
See, I was just messing with you.
I know. That's
it's all about black women. So look, I want to throw them in there. Just so everybody on Zoom will see. Look, Hidden Figures. Don't look at the black women mathematicians and not just them now.
Ladies and gentlemen, Hippolyta Freeman, Katherine Johnson, one in the same. One in the damn same.
Right.
One saved a bunch of
Know
astronauts.
your origins. Know your origins.
One saved astronauts from burning. The other one cracked the key to multidimensional travel. One in the
Black
same.
women. We get shit done.
To quote the Wayans brothers, message.
Next shirt.
Next challenge. I'm ready. So yeah.
It was good though.
It was awesome.
Even for the cop when he told her, how did you figure this out? Yeah.
Hey,
Gal, you lying?
How did you figure this out? How to work this
exactly?
Because y'all been figuring it out for 20 years? Trying to figure it out for 20, 30, 40 years?
But for me, I just love how she was like, I didn't.
Lost.
I'm lost.
Look, she knew how to code switch.
Code switch.
What machine? I don't know.
For me, what I laughed at was when I heard him talking, which is from the book. When I heard him talking, and I just went, watch Hippolyta try to hide behind that damn machine. And when she got on her knees and I said, girl, they're going to find you. They ain't got nothing around. You couldn't just.
You got to try.
She had to try.
I want to know how.
Come on. I think I know what you're about to ask.
How what?
How Tick got there so fast.
He had the coordinates.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know how far Mayfield, Kansas is from St. Louis, Missouri. That was the thing. You know, and that's why I said it was so cool, because it reminded me of those old action films. Remember when the hero would come down the stairs and he'd forget the other ones that just jump over the rail and start punching? I was like, okay. Because I was just waiting for tick. I was killing myself laughing. But props to Hippolyta. Hippolyta caught a body. She straight out of she bought that life. Poor heart, man. She was scared. She was scared. I was like, whoa. I really wanted Tick to say, "Get your hand off my auntie." He had that ugly cry face ready to strike.
Tick came out there hot though. He was
blazing.
On 100, fucking him up. I don't know what else to say.
He went 0 to
threw
Negro
one in another
like,
dimension. He threw one in another dimension.
Yeah,
Hippolyta shot the other one. We good.
Oh,
well, I'm surprised he didn't put the dead cop in a different.
That's what I was like. Damn, y'all left him. But
I would have.
They just went through a lot though. They just
right.
thrown into all kind of dimensions.
When it was going crazy, they were just standing there, and she's shell shock. I mean, I know the term is not the best term. Right, and when they pull her in, boy, I was like, all right, here we go. This is some psychedelic shit about to happen.
Right.
You know, and we get these coordinates that show up at the bottom, which was so awesome. Longitude, latitude, spatial, space-time. And she lands on this planet.
Ooh.
And right there, I was like, all right, let's see. What do we got? What y'all gonna do? Because in the book, she goes to this planet, and the planet is actually a cage for another character. Like, it's a fully functioning planet. And when she landed, I'm like, oh my goodness, we're about to see Celia. Celia's about to show up. Where's Celia? Where's Celia? Where is she? And who's Celia? Celia is this black ball, this black mass that devours anything in its path. It's so cool. I'm telling y'all, read the book. It is such a cool story. But she is approached by 2 alien beings who kind of remind me. Have y'all seen The Day the Earth Stood Still?
Oh, God,
okay, did you see the one with Keanu Reeves, the remake? Okay, the robot itself,
the Sentinel type of
that Gorp. That's what it reminded me of. Those 2 beings looked like Gorp, and I was like, oh shit, somebody about to get laser eyed. And she wakes up. Woo, all that brown loving, just looking good. Just laid on that tail.
Can we give her a round of applause?
Yes, we have to give her props, because she is not ashamed of her curves, her shape, her size, nothing. What you saw is what you shall love and what you shall
shout out to the real bodies.
Thank you.
Yeah, because thank you.
It's not brave, it's not all that. It's just she has a real body because she's a real woman.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ashley. And Mission doing that. The writers, and you know what? But I have to Anthony's point though, you have to give, because even the most confident of us still, the whole world's about to see.
Yeah.
You know. Even I would be like, oh, wait, hold up, but so I do agree. That's one of the best things about this show. Like I said, real bodies. And that these women are being brave, and they're rising up to it, like, hey, this is who I am. I am going to represent you, because I know, know, so props to them for that, for real.
Yeah.
Right. She was looking good.
Still a badass.
She was still fine. She was still fine. I was just like, oh, okay.
No, I'm not saying, but I'm just saying it's showing
I
the
was just saying
diversity of body. Yeah. Yeah, we know, because you and Ruby, and now,
Yes. Look, shush. Shush, Tree.
Wait, I ain't seen my baby in a couple episodes.
Ashley had something for you last week, though, but you wasn't there. You was on tour, because like Ashley said, my man got legs. We still ain't seen Tree.
Right.
No, look.
We know top and bottom.
Guess what? Because guess what? If Tree legs come out like some little sticks, look what I'm gonna do.
Like some trees, some little twigs.
I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna just go hide. That man better not make me shame.
He's coming. He's coming. They always do.
Bald head hoes tend to embarrass, so be prepared. Be prepared, okay?
Tree, I'm pulling for you, baby. Let them legs be strong, baby.
Oh man, them roots is weak.
Tick is proportion.
I know. arms. Ashley, we're gonna table this for now, darling.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
So,
I'm ready. I'm more confident. I feel like he ain't gonna disappoint me now.
There you go. Disappointments need not matter. So, like I said, my Ruby,
back to
my Hippolyta. I love the fact they said to hell with this, see me, be me. And we are introduced to more of Hippolyta's intelligence, her thought patterns, the way she just kept thinking and trying to
her logic.
But we were blessed. We were blessed, ladies and gentlemen.
I do have a question about a scene, though.
Okay.
I have a question. When she lands and everything, and that and all the Afrofuturism, which is just, I fucking loved it. But my thing is this, where they implanted, y'all notice on her wrist? I almost thought that was a symbolic thing of, look, we're going to, and she kept telling you not in prison, but almost, I hate to say it, but that's almost like you want to slit this way, not across, because look how it was long wise.
It was long.
That you have to die, that there has to be a rebirth that occurs, or to bleed out to become who you are. And I'm not, because I know trigger warnings and all that suicide, I'm just saying metaphorically, it appeared that way to me, that there had to be a death of herself in the sense of how, in the metaphorical sense of how she later talked about how people shrank her. So she had to literally do that. Because you notice even when she started banging the blood on the door, I'm just saying, I'm not condoning suicide, but I just think in that sense, that she had to do that in the sense that metaphorically, I have to kill myself to free myself. I'm not, that's kind of tricky because maybe I'm not saying the right words because I'm not condoning suicide. I'm but these days, I'm just saying that. But for the sake of the storytelling the things that I think they were trying to tell us, and again, I could be wrong. I could be so far off the mark, and it's fine. Correct me. But I actually looked at that because it wasn't across; it was long ways, and they were in both her wrists. And I thought,
because if you notice her wrists, it looked like DNA strands. If you notice, like you didn't see bone, tendons, veins or anything, it looked like DNA.
So I'm saying the metaphorical rebirth. Find your line. This is where you come. And plus, if you look at Josephine telling her, and I love what Josephine said about the go.
Before we get to Josephine, let me just have my moment.
Go back to your.
Let me have my moment.
Bad mama jamma.
Yeah, because you know what? I thought that was Erykah Badu at first. No. Before they showed her face, when they took that long shot, I seriously thought that was Erykah Badu. I was like, whoa.
Well, she had that same imagery in a video or a photo shoot or something years ago.
But the New America. The New America album.
I like Miss Badu, but this woman was bad. Not saying this woman.
And she was played beautifully by Miss Karen LeBlanc from Canada. Yes, there are black folk in Canada.
Yeah, we know.
Axe Drake. The faking ass. But her name, the character was named Serafina, but there was also another name which kind of I just went, why? But they called her Beyond Say.
You don't like
that.
But no, seriously. But there's a little something about that. Beyond and Say in French. Qu'est-ce que c'est and stuff. But beyond, there are characters, and I go mostly on the comic book realm, the Beyonders from Marvel, who created the Secret Wars, or the Beyonder. That if you go look at what the Beyonder looked like back in the 1980s, that's where they got her look. Like a lot of that comes from that look, the metallic space suit.
It was badass. I want
badass.
The whole suit. I want to walk around like that for a week.
The height, the height of her to a human. The Beyonders are the beginning stages of life in the universe, but they are also between space and time. So they're like in a dimension where.
So beyond what your knowledge can speak of.
Exactly.
Beyonce.
That. So the Beyonce or Serafina, which I'm gonna call her. Serafina. Sorry. Whoopi Goldberg movie, great movie. She is in this light, she is the oracle. She is the one who is asking for the name. When Hippolyta's like, "Am I in jail?" and she's like, "You're not in prison." But if you really pay attention, Hippolyta is in prison.
Her own prison.
There you go. So in order to find the key to her freedom,
back to her
wrists, Serafina, the Beyonce, she is letting her know, in order to acclimate and to become a part of this society, or to become one, your true self, which I always said, these past episodes have been, who are you uninterrupted? If you think about it, who was Montrose uninterrupted? Who is Ruby uninterrupted? And now we have the ultimate question. Who the hell is Hippolyta Freeman uninterrupted? And once you get that answer, God damn, do you see the truth of what she really is and what all Black women really are. And me and Melissa have had this conversation, and she's heard me. She's heard me yell it. Foundation, the creation, the destroyers, and the creators. Because if you look at her, if you look at the journey Hippolyta went through to find out who she was a creator, she was a destroyer, and she was a discoverer. And right there, all in few scenes, because in all honesty, that was the shortest amount of time.
It was only like 10 minutes.
It was only like 10, 15 minutes of the show. But it was the most powerful moments in that show. Because I'm gonna say this, I'm gonna let y'all at it because I want to hear from y'all on this one. When she figured out the puzzle, and she opened the door, and Serafina zapped her ass and told her, "Who are you? Who are you?" Matter of fact, before you tell me, where do you want to be?
Right. Yeah, I was about to say, she didn't ask who are you more so than she said, name who you are.
You are.
Tell me who you are.
Exactly.
Right.
Say
exactly.
it. Say, that's what sets you free. Yeah, because you're not in prison.
Right.
Name it. And that's exactly what will set you free. You tell me.
And wait, let's go back to the beginning of this. Let's show good storytelling and continuity.
Are you going to talk about the creed of the Ancient of Dawn?
Yeah, oh boy. What's her name? Bitches of Daddy.
Samuel.
Samuel. What did he say when he was looking at that painting of Adam? Adam
named them.
There is power
in names.
The power, not only a power in a name, but you have the ultimate power when you do name it.
Yeah.
So think about that dichotomy. Here's the white man seeking it. Here's the Black woman who always had the power and needed it to be drawn out. And let's go back to mitochondrial fucking Eve, like I'm always talking about, the creator and the destroyer. And let's talk about that. And I'm about to go. I'm sorry because I'm excited here. I know people are gonna want to strangle me, but remember what Josephine's dancer said? One of the women in the when they were at the party, she said to the women who create and destroy.
Thank you for saying that. Y'all didn't know who she was?
I thought she was.
That was Frida Kahlo.
That was Frida Kahlo.
Frida Kahlo. Okay, yes, from
Yes,
Frida,
right, a poet, painter.
You look too Mexican though to me. I'm sorry.
Well, I just saw the unibrow and I was like, oh, okay.
Well, and the thing is, if y'all didn't know,
I didn't catch her unibrow. Good catch. I didn't see
her. Well, I'm looking at makeup job because that's my favorite era anyway.
You are the artiste, darling. You would have brought that.
I was seeing feathers and that hair, that bob.
Don't worry, Ashley. I'm still coming to you when this is because I want to get.
Yeah. But this bob was awesome, and I was like, come on.
And the beauty of that moment is Frida and Josephine dated. Back then, they were in a relationship, or as Frida would say, I flowed freely.
Right.
That was one of her things when they used to ask her, well, who are you tethered to? And she said, I was never tethered. I flow freely.
Right.
So her and Josephine had a relationship. So yeah, let's get into it. Where do you want to be? And she was like, okay, dancing with Josephine Baker in Paris. Lo and behold, all right, bitch, you asked for it. And they flung her into Paris, which I thought was so cool. I thought that was a beautiful scene just to see her where you think she's out of her element. That's what I loved about it. the shock, the bewilderment, but also, what the hell am I doing here? Well, you're here because this is where you want to be.
Right.
And she has to understand, this is, you asked for this. So I'm gonna give it to you. So now you live it. And that was the thing that got me. You know, it was like, everything you're asking for, live it, because it's yours now. So you remember how William promised Ruby the world? Serafina said, fuck that. You are the world.
Right.
Go for it.
It's your world.
Your little magic. Your little magic.
Yeah.
Right.
Which I'm far beyond.
I'm Beyonce.
I'm beyond.
You know what? Dear Ashley, you know what? This is off subject real quick. I know there are any Bayhives, Ashley notwithstanding, fans, and they take this, and they think, oh, Beyonce. They're trying to say Beyonce. Beyonce is a queen. If Anthony will shit up, he'll have us on Zoom for the next 24 hours.
You know what I say? You let the confused have their moment, because you know the truth.
But
no, I mean, it was a really, you know what? I have to give it to him. Cool. I'm glad they called it that, because right now, who is preaching more about Afrofuturism, Afro enlightenment, moving forward as people than her right now? She, and I know that
you actually gave her some credit. What? Let me go get some wine.
The sun shine on a dog's ass once in a while.
He had to do it.
Let it do it.
You see, he had to do it, Ashley. He had to do it. That's like the backhanded compliment in the world.
No, okay.
No. Okay.
Hush your face. I'm going to say I love you, but guess what? She deserves credit for what she is doing. So yes, I will give
volume up, child.
No, I
didn't hear it. I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you just said.
Beyonce knows Carter, because that's how she goes as well too.
That's her name.
Deserves her flowers that she should get. She is definitely doing what many who should be doing ain't doing. And the fact that she is doing things like Black is King, and I'll be honest, Lemonade was enjoyable.
Let's peep some game here. Let's peep some game, and I'm glad you brought up Lemonade, because it brings up another point I'm going to make when we start talking about Hippolyta more freely. Because guess what? Just like Hippolyta's journey, I've always said this. Beyonce did what she had to do to get where she had to go, and who she is now is who she has always been to.
Right.
And there's nothing more beautiful
Untethered.
than playing their fucking game, getting all the damn money, and
then controlling the board.
Exactly.
So can we just say this?
Running the board. Run it.
Okay, yeah, girls, we get it. But can we say this?
Oh, Lord.
That we saw a precursor to Beyonce.
Okay, yeah, I give
Josephine Baker.
I can give you.
Think about that.
I can give you that, because I know where
Josephine, you're going. Yeah, because Josephine
she showed all that ass and danced with the banana skirt, and then she started freeing people.
Exactly.
Well, so, sometimes you gotta, you know what? Yeah. Was it Audre Lorde said that you can never dismantle the master's house with the master's tools? And I love Audre Lorde. But this is, I think you can. Those tools in the right hands can dismantle the master's house.
And knowing
I love you, but we disagree with that one. I disagree with you on that one. I love some Audre Lorde. You know, love.
Okay. Well,
and especially in this day and age, you can't. Sometimes you have to know how to get in and to dismantle. You have to get in to dismantle. You can't dismantle from the outside.
Some get lost on that journey, Ashley.
I think still alive?
Yes, but some always knew the course.
Exactly.
And I feel like she definitely is.
What was her name? Audrey who? No, girl.
Audre Lorde.
Audre Lorde. She's still alive. She's still alive and kicking.
Oh my God! I think no, she's been dead. I think. Hold on.
I was gonna say, Audre Lorde, please watch the Welcome to Devon County, and in the comments, please give us your take on what Melissa just said about your writing. In spirit,
I'm sure her fans will.
She like, I'm in a better place. Y'all.
Bell Hooks, all of them. Nikki Giovanni, all of them. We can go to town, but that'd be for the women's.
I really thought we'd have saw some Nikki. I like at that moment when she was Nikki Giovanni.
Nikki Giovanni. Okay,
she had some moments of Afrofuturism too, as well, in her poetry. So I kind of thought, I thought we were going to see Octavia Butler, because then I'd have freaked out. I'd have just been like,
now wait a minute.
There we go.
You know what? considering how Octavia Butler looked and stuff, the Afro suit, the Seraphita,
yes,
could have been all that. Could have been a representation.
That could have been
representation.
No,
of
you're
Octavia.
right. You're right. It could have been.
I love somebody. You know, Anthony.
Yes, that could have been. I think Serafina was a true representation of all of those who made Afrofuturism the thing. But before I go to one of the founders who was also in the show.
Oh wait, let me see who
well, I'm not going there yet.
Okay.
We can't go there yet because
I'm like a kid. I'm always excited.
we are in France. The montage of her learning the dances, becoming one,
finding her rhythm,
learning to be this side, learning to
free and light.
Right.
All butterfly, the things that chrysalis. They tell us, but they want Black women to be the mules of the world, and I think that was Zora Neale Hurston. But and that's true. For the most part, they treat us that way. Carry everybody's shit. Do everything. Take care of everybody. Damn if it's killing you, Black women, but you do it.
But you gotta love.
Be free and be light.
Everything you just said was said in that conversation with Josephine and Hippolyta. Boy, I was not ready for that.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
A love letter to the women, the Black women.
Right.
I have to say, I agree.
I still feel embraced.
I didn't
feel embraced.
To see every bit of anger, rage, pain, just given in those lines. Because Josephine's like, oh, I feel like a star. And she's like, you are a star. No, Sherry. Not that Hollywood shit. I'm talking about celestial body that has
burned and died,
but still seen,
Right. And you don't know it, they already dead by the time you see it.
Exactly, and that's true. By the time what we see, they're already dead up there.
Right. So think about this.
That's how powerful it is.
And this is what when I heard
that's how bright they shine.
Black celebrities from the past who never got their flowers, who never got their outright respect, dead and gone, and now they're being recognized. If you think about it, even the ones that people would
some are being discovered, like
right, like your Oscar Michaud's, even your Stephen Fetch's, just like we don't have no respect for Lincoln Perry.
We had
but now
got to hide that.
You have to see, now you see them and you're like, oh, okay, I understand the shit they went through. And they had to go through it and shine bright for what in that time in order for us to see them and to learn from them and then to go on and do better. So I thought, I just thought that was a really good play on the unsung Black celebrity.
They took the humiliation and the dents to the pride, just
so that we can have a Beyonce. And
they took it, and I understand that they took it, and I can't say what I would have done because you don't know anymore. And but
we are their shoulders is what we rest upon,
So
they said I had to get there so you can be there.
Right.
Exactly. So I thought it was dope. I thought like, I see now.
Yeah.
And it's in all honesty, that's just like with Josephine Baker. Her star, it was big in France.
Right.
It wasn't until she passed away that her home country finally saw
recognized her
and saw how bright she was and how great she was. So I was just like, God damn, stop being so deep, Misha.
Right. And then to take it one step deeper, when you just look at her actual physical movements, she goes from from America to France to Africa to space, where the level of freedom is just one step higher each movement she makes until finally she's in space or interdimensional or multiverse. I don't know where she at.
Now you say Africa. I'm
assuming.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I'm gonna break it down, but not mansplain. But before we go there, let's just end France, because we saw Frida Kahlo giving props to the women, the creators, the destroyers, who know when to create and who know when to destroy. The conversation with Josephine and then Hippolyta just letting it out. Finally, you finally hear what how she's felt for so long. From the first episode with her and George, when she was just like, let me come on a trip with you. Let me just take a trip.
Shrinking herself.
And you know,
she's on like a eat, pray, love journey.
Right. But what you
not so much if
ain't much eating,
you know, not literally.
A lot of smoking and slaying.
She was going through those little, you know,
things
that you got to go through for self-discovery.
I think it was more like I would say
fuck fight,
smoke, slay, kind of thing. But you saw her in her freedom, but you also saw her in the cage that was built around her, because remember, she kept saying, and white folks who are listening, just be prepared. When she said, I hate white folks, I want to kill them. I want to kill white folks. I hate white folks, but I hate me because I let them put me, make me small. But also the line that she said, and I'm sorry, y'all, I was supposed to let y'all have at this, but for me, I'm looking at it through my male gaze. When she said, I didn't even notice the noose that was around my neck that they put, you know, because society, she went on societal norms of being a woman, being a Black woman even, you know, definitely. You know,
tiny little box.
Very
That's
tiny.
it.
And had to contort and squeeze and shrink and keep her pain to herself, because no one wants to hear a Black woman right now, or not ever, which is fucking sad.
I'm going to say this, and I'm gonna bring up
Karens beware. No,
this actually, they might actually give me 10 cents out of $1 for this.
Yes,
but
sister.
there is The Awakening by Kate Chopin. Technically, you can call her a white feminist, and she said something. And I'm gonna take this from the race to the universal, to the human, for those of us who seek out and embrace our humanity. But there was in The Awakening that Kate Chopin says a line, and it's been so long, but she says, look, and it's ironic, me of all people, when Hippolyta started saying these things, I thought of Kate Chopin's line in The Awakening, written by a white woman, where she says, I can give up my life for my husband. I can give up my life for my kids, like literally die for them. But what I cannot do, and what I must not do, is give up myself for them, who I am. Right. So in other words, her awakening was, I can't shrink. Even though, if I'm not mistaken, she kills herself at the end of the book. But, you know,
she found her freedom.
Considering what Hippolyta said, maybe, hey, one less. Okay, sorry. Okay, somebody spanked me. I'm sorry. Well, but the point is, Hippolyta to me had that same awakening that in this journey. And like she said, I didn't notice the noose. Now, there are those of us, I think Ashley's that way, Gadir's that way, Anthony, you're definitely that way, and me as a woman, I'm that way. Fuck you, fuck your nooses. I am not shrinking myself for any fucking body. You know?
Yeah, but there's always a bigger fish. And there's always, you may not be scared of man, but there's always something that's going to intimidate you, you know? And so sometimes, girl.
But no, what I'm saying is she did, you're right.
But yeah.
But as far as shrinking and letting other people,
right.
Not being intimidated, but specifically being letting someone force you to not be Ashley. You're not going to let anyone do that. And this is a journey, and we got to be aware of the time. Yeah. You and I, Gadir, we're more free to be who we are.
Right. And you take it or leave it. Right.
So I am saying in context, I completely understand. But I just did think that me of all people was ironic when she was going through that. I thought of Kate Chopin's The Awakening. And how, like, oh wait.
Right. So but universally as a woman, especially because women are the birthers of man, you know, you right now there's a, you know, more of a movement where you could do all things and be all things. Like another woman said, lean in, even though it's hard, but you can choose your life.
White women.
Yeah. That was for them. Yeah, because we've been leaning, child. It's tipped over. But the thing is, you know, you can be what you choose to be more so now than before. And I guess at that time, and even our mothers had to decide what to do, being a woman, being a mother, being a wife, you know, that society, religion, family, heritage, whatever, would put you in a box. And that box isn't, it just isn't fair. And you're going to fight against it the more you become who you are meant to be. Sometimes just by age and circumstance, but more so by self-discovery. And so I think that's what she needed to do.
Amen.
To get to that, you know. So
amen. Especially
I could be a mother, I could be a husband, and of course I love the arc that we're going to talk about, I'm sure, but I still have to be me in that process. I can't lose myself. I should only be adding these things to me. Like, I'm gonna add a husband, I'm gonna add kids.
Exactly.
I'm not gonna become defined by just those things, because guess what? Them kids turn 18, they out the house. They are becoming themselves. When that husband is still another man, he's a partner, but if he chooses to leave, you are still stuck with yourself. So you got to become yourself, to me, before you do any of those things. But you know,
thine own self,
that's a perfect world. But yeah,
thine own self be true. But it's, you know, it's funny what you just said about, because I'm 48, even our own mothers, and there's so much. When I became a woman, and some of the things, like Mom and I have always had an okay relationship, but it's so much better now because when I became a woman,
understand.
And want to talk about, I overstand. Like, to make a long story short, sometimes my mom, it wasn't like horrible movies, but there were movies that I probably shouldn't have seen at my age. But my mom, sometimes she would take us to the kiddie movies, but every now and again, it'd be an adult movie and be like, why you gotta watch it? We shouldn't. But I so understand now that woman, my mother, was taking the time to do something she enjoyed. That she could put me aside as a child. You get
everything not about you.
You ain't gonna tell your dad. If you tell your daddy, I don't care, I'm gonna still do it. Because I realize now that all the pressures, even which is not that recent past, that she went through and put in all these boxes. And I was like, I was a brat. I begrudged that woman maybe 2 hours to do something that she wanted for herself, to see an adult movie, even if I was there. Now I'm like, I'm damn glad she did it. She should have did it.
She needed that time.
Exactly. So as I became a woman, I have overstood more. Some of the things I look back and like, thank God she made it through that, because you and I, and we have more freedoms, but even then for my mom, and now it's like, man, I was a little bitch when I didn't need to. But I didn't understand.
And all she wanted to see was the color purple. God damn.
Well, I think it was like something like The Entity or something, which was really weird.
Oh man, great horror film.
Yeah, but it was still like, I'm like, I had nightmares, but then I'm like, that was her needing
what she wanted.
Don't get me wrong. Yeah, she would take us to the kiddie movies, but if I had to see kiddie movies 24/7 with some brat, I'd go.
I don't know how mothers. I don't know how parents do it now.
Exactly.
With like that shark song.
Baby Shark.
Lord.
Baby Shark.
Oh.
I don't know how y'all parents even are sane at this point.
Shout out to the parents who have to deal with the baby.
Shout out to all of y'all, because y'all will do anything just to make sure that y'all child is happy and bouncing and safe and all of that stuff, and even entertained. Because you know how bored my child would be? Go play chess in the corner.
I hate to say this, but especially the mothers. And look, I'm not saying, because they have some great dads stepping up, but let's face it, child rearing in this country and most other countries is still left up to the moms. And guess what? And it is still very much, you get the bad mom, the good mom, and everything else. You get everything with it.
Under scrutiny, And all you can do is the best you can. Just try not to kill the child. That's all I could understand. That in itself is amazing, that you keep this child safe, warm, and alive.
Exactly.
You know, so shout out to all the moms. Gadir, I know you're a mother. I know
raise your children like pet dogs.
No, I want to.
They're alive and they're thriving.
I want to give you an example. It was 3 or 4 years ago. I sent my children to New York to meet their father's side of the family. I'm divorced, so it was the very first time, other than work, you know, I was away from my children, and I were away from each other.
Right.
So while they were up there, like, all I was used to is noise and their voices and stuff like that. You should have seen me. I really had a hard time with myself. Like, this episode really hit hard with that part, you know, when she was like, you're not in prison, you know, but like, I literally was depressed. Like, people were like, come on, let's go out. And I'm like, no, I can't hear my children. Like, this is bothering me.
Wow.
You know, and in that moment, I realized, you know, that the path as a mother or as a woman, I did delete myself because I was dedicating my whole life to just them.
Yeah.
And I started thinking, like, when they do become 18 or whenever they leave, like, I had to really, look myself in the mirror and be like, what are you going to do with yourself? So
Girl, you better go find a dispensary and get you some liquor and go party.
Be quiet.
No, but I'm just saying, as a woman,
on your journey. You'll find you, and you're a mother, but like I said, that's in addition to who you are. Right. It is okay to take time for yourself.
I'm a man. What do I know?
Yeah, thank you. Because exactly.
Not your time right now.
Guess what? Serafina was right. Be honest.
But you'll find that, Gadir.
And you have the power to create yourself as well.
Exactly.
And destroy everyone who comes in your path.
And destroy everybody who have a problem with it. But my mom went back to school for nursing at 50 plus. Woo! And so one can't have an excuse anymore, me or my sister. And so just watching her pursue that, because she had the resources she didn't know she even had, and then to be like all in at the time, like at the time it was just, she had her little book sack and she had her little, jeans on. And my mom is young and fine, by the way. Like, she looked like everybody thinks we sisters. But anyway, and so she was on the campus. Yeah. And you met. Yeah, so, she, so she, it's just so nice to see, like a woman coming into her own, even at a later age where your kids are out of the way, you can pay attention to you now. And my mother's very nurturing. She's very like, what you need, chef? Okay, fine, whatever. She'll cash app you some money, like, just, or buy you groceries or whatever. But it's really good to see her now at an age and in a space where she could do what she wants to do and be all in with whatever, and she was taking it one step at a time. We was all in there doing her math problems, even though my dad was like just shouting out the answer, and me and her are like crying over this one thing. And he's like, it's 12. And we're like, what? And then we look in the back of the book. Of course, he was right, but it's like, nobody asked you. We got a specific, show the work. Right. But anyway, it's just nice to see women coming into their own at any age or any stage of life, and especially, older and still able to do those things. And so I feel like when I was watching Hippolyta kind of do that, it was reminding me of my mom, because I'm not a mother. But she, and I think that's a journey every mother takes or is privileged to take, so shout out to the moms, because y'all are amazing. Just keeping them kids alive.
As if it wasn't for COVID, my mama would be in the club.
Oh Lord.
So that's her discovery, and she has every right to be.
And guess what? You out the way. She could do that?
I've been out the way from the day I went to the club and saw her. So
so guess what?
We done.
It's all good. Go buy her a drink. And
hell no.
Move around.
She good.
And you want to know something?
She's independent. She independent. Shit, INDEP.
You silly. You want to know something that also, that Hippolyta, and I'm just seeing it in my mind. So if I'm looking at Stacey, because I'm literally seeing the scenes in my head right now. Not only was she coming into her own greatness, her own being, and on that journey, like Betsy, like Josephine, and all these women, but notice in each of those scenes, if you really think about it, she started leading. Who got off the spaceship first? Who was taking the lead when they're on the little plane and doing stuff? Who started taking the lead? And everybody, all the dancers, and even Josephine herself was looking up to her.
Right.
She's a natural leader.
Exactly. Even the warrior scene.
Meant to lead.
So not only is she on the journey, but she is leading. Black women leading. Yes.
The charge.
Yes.
Okay, well, since we are talking about all right. Well, since we are talking about Black women leading, after the conversation, when she said, she hate herself, she hate, the folk who put her in a box, who made her shrink, where she had to shrink. She said, I want to kill some.
Righteous killing.
Some righteous killing.
Yeah.
It's a righteous killing.
And
she
what
needed to be killed.
And let me say it, Serafina said, "Oh, you sure?" Well, bitch, bam, here we go. Now, Ashley says they are in Africa.
I assumed.
No, it's not. It's no.
Tell
but
me I was
here's
wrong.
the thing. No, I'm not going to tell you you're wrong, and here's why. There is a mixture of Africa and America.
Yeah, because
in this scene.
Yeah,
the Confederate soldiers, but also the setting of the tribe. And I may be wrong.
I'm looking at this setting. Wait,
but I believe that they used the story of the Dahomey Amazons who were in West Africa. And I'm here comes the comic book nerd. What we saw was the Dora Milaje. If you think about female warriors.
Yeah.
Very,
definitely reminded me of them.
But they were called the Dahomey Amazons, but I believe there was two terms that they used was the Ahosi and the Mino warriors. And these women back in the 1800s were head bussing, ass kicking women. Who one of the terms means the king's wives, but they were not subservient. They were not, oh, okay, well, here's your foo-foo, my husband. No,
right.
They would fuck a king up and fuck him up on fast.
They knocked out a door and said, where's my dinner?
Right. And the thing about the Dahomey, the Dahomey Amazons, and it was Europeans who gave them the name Amazon because they were reminded of the mythological Amazons, which is also the name of Hippolyta, who was the queen of the Amazons. And the thing about these warriors was that during battles, they showed no love to their enemies. Their rage was considered cruel and unusual because they would decapitate. No mercy.
Right.
I'm
sorry, I thought we was fighting.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't realize.
Well, when the opposition would see women, they would think, okay, easy, 1, 2, 3.
Better nature and all that.
Right.
But when they saw that head was flying, oh, them bitches crazy. So they had to fight.
Right.
And when I saw that scene, I was like, oh wait, that's the Dahomey Amazons. I got to go back and read on them. And what I love is that there is a story of I'm not even gonna butcher this warrior's name, but she led 6,000 warriors into a battle, I think of 3 times more than what
Nzinga.
No, Nzinga, that's way back. Nzinga's the 1500s. This is in the 1800s.
Okay.
So she goes in with her 6,000. It's almost like 300, and they waylaid there everybody.
We need that.
We do.
A lot of casualties, but anyway, it's a mixture of both, because when you hear Nawi, who was the warrior that was teaching Hippolyta, or Hippolyta, excuse me.
It's okay.
She said, they tell you you're free. So this is after the war. This is after emancipation. Right. So if they're merging both, and this is why I say this could have been a great story of a group of free Black women who go back to their roots and form their own colony or their own little kingdom in Southwest America, uncharted territory. Who do you deal with? The natives who are there and the pioneers who are coming across. But also you have the Rangers. You still have Confederate soldiers who are still running rampant because many of them had became bounty hunters, going after free Blacks, kidnapping them, 12 years
that moved west.
Right, and then bring them back. So what if that actually would have been in America? Of having these warriors, these Amazons, or let's call them homegirls.
What you waiting on to write this story?
I'm just saying.
No, I'm just saying too.
I know, but think about it. What if that actually happened? What if that actually did happen?
If Quentin Tarantino can do Inglourious Bastards, you can do this.
Yeah, or do Once Upon a Time in Hollywood and all kinds of telling of history.
Let's hey, y'all heard it here.
But I would.
I'm gonna be there with the Oscar.
But once again, our history being swept under the rug,
Yeah,
thrown away. What if that could have been? What if they did exist? And to see Hippolyta getting her ass handed to her, getting her, and you remember what she said, I'm going to destroy you and then bring you back up because you need to know. Another rebirth.
But that's part of training. Anything. They break you.
I love when she said
everything is meant, they break you. All of that
they've got to destroy
boot camp has to break you down to rebuild you into a warrior. That's every.
And the coordinates kept changing, just like it did in France. It's showing time progresses. You're going to learn. You will become you. You will become your true self. Lord, when she became her true self, she gave one of the most badass speeches.
Yes, Lord.
But before the speech, she gave that black mama look to the Confederates waiting to get their ass handed to them.
Damn.
Now, we get to the war. The war itself.
Ooh, that was so beautiful.
Good.
Kadir's been waiting for this.
I loved it too.
Hippolyta got her wish, and that wish was granted.
Turning to the gladiator.
Gladiator Hippolyta. Boom. And the song that played is Fire by a group called Mother's Finest from the 1970s. They were based in Atlanta. Very much like Sly and the Family Stone, they were a diverse and eclectic group with, I think it was 3 black players, 3 white players, 2 lead singers, Joyce Kennedy, and I can't remember the brother's name, but Fire was one of their big songs, but they did have a song that they were most recognized by, and that song was called Niggas Can't Sing Rock and Roll. And the reason for that song was because a music that Negroes created, they could not sing. And lo and behold, they could. Jimi Hendrix told y'all stupid asses that back in 67. But I digress, you know.
Shout out to Lenny Kravitz. He has a book coming out, by the way.
Which I'm probably going to buy, you know.
Yeah. We shared the same birthday.
Oh, okay.
Hey.
He's shaped weird, but great musician. Sorry, man. His torso is longer than my bills. But
look, Ashley, I hate to, not just because he's my bestie. I used to think, oh, he's so fine. Then I'm like, wait a minute, something looks not proportional. He's long and then he's short.
It's the camera angles, first of
all.
Ashley,
no, he's shaped like Popeye. And I'm a grown ass man. I should not be talking about another man's shape, but he's shaped like Popeye.
But look, Ashley, I'm not saying I kick him out of my bed because at 53 he still looks like woo. But I'm just saying he is, you know, he can get a pass.
You're making me drop my stuff. I'm just
but
y'all not invited to the wedding.
Girl, that wasn't happening to begin with.
He's still a beautiful man. I didn't take nothing away from the brother. He's still a beautiful man.
And if it happens, even in your mind, I'm gonna crash it. I'm taking all the devil eggs. I'm there. I'm
gonna meet him in the Bahamas.
You're gonna have to knock Nicole Kidman out the way, though, Ashley. I heard he still has a thing for her. I know.
I'll take you out and eat all the callaloo.
Make that make sense.
Anyway.
Okay, sorry.
He lives in the Bahamas.
Yeah.
Okay.
But his mama is Bahamian. His mother is from Bahamas.
Rest in peace to Roxy Rucker.
Yes.
Ellen.
Yeah,
the Jeffersons.
Yeah, she died.
Yeah. She passed away a long time ago.
Yeah, but still, he did create some great music after.
She is one of the ancestors. And
yes,
much love to her. But
anyway, speaking of black,
we talking about a black woman who was creating some ancestors.
You was going to meet your ancestors.
You going to meet your ancestors
you
with that sword.
Straight in hell you were going. Get there quickly.
And you know what got me? The first time we see it, we hear the song from Mother's Finest, Fire. If you listen to the lyrics, you can't run from it. You can't hide.
Right.
The fire will burn inside, which is basically telling Hippolyta, this is you. You cannot run from who you are. You cannot hide from who you are. Be you. Let the fire rage, and everyone who goes against it shall burn, shall be blinded by its light. So rage, fire rage. And boy, her and those warriors rage. And what got me was, and this is why I say, this truly remind me of the Dahomey Amazons. Male warriors thought they were weak. Male warriors did not take them seriously. If you notice the Confederates, you have guns. You have bayonets, but you figured your masculine, your manhood, men strong, women weak, very, Neanderthal type caveman thought, run straight into, just straight, like thinking your rebel yell, you shaking your guns is gonna scare these women. Lo and behold, you was wrong. Because
strong and wrong.
When keeping it real goes wrong.
Right.
Because they got beat. Well, that first line got beat. And the way you saw each of these warriors lay waste to these men, these Confederates, these devils, let's just call them what they were, because what they were fighting for really was to go back and capture them and bring them back to the plantation, bring them down, conquer, take over, probably take their land, claim it for themselves. And these women were like, fuck you. Not today. I'm not the one, but I do have time for you. And
past this formation, if you ask.
Yes. Right. And when she pretty much gave that man a nice California smile across the neck.
Colombian necktie.
Oh, no. There was no Colombian necktie for this one, because she just went donk. When she hit it with the butt of the hilt of her sword, and that head just went whoop. I just went, yeah, okay. Yeah. So you're dead.
Right.
And what's about to happen? And she gave her speech. And she told them, straight up, they think our rage is disgusting. They think we are weak, that we should not have this strength, this power, this I don't know what I would call it. Outright, we should not be us.
This otherworldly super force that's gonna come bearing down on your ass like 10,000 hells.
This was the moment I wish Jules from Pulp Fiction would have came in and just told every Confederate soldier, look, back the fuck off. Just walk away. Give them the speech. Give them Ezekiel chapter whatever. And I will come down on you. Well, you see these women here? Yeah, they're about to come down on you.
Right.
But
and as she was giving her speech, they're in the background still running towards them.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. With all they might.
With like, no worries.
Yeah,
no worries.
We gonna kill you.
I'm gonna give this little speech here, because once I turn around,
y'all ass.
Right.
And
they had a running start, like the dear said, it still got destroyed.
Still got beat.
But there was another revelation, because twice, well, the first time this is the second revelation. The first revelation was, I am Hippolyta. With joy, with excitement. And in this moment, we get this next stage of Hippolyta, which is, I am Hippolyta. I am George's wife.
Right.
And you hear the battle going around, and then all of a sudden, boom. There she is in bed, comfortable, sleeping. Episode 1, quite frankly.
Right.
And Uncle George is back. Sorry. Y'all know I love Uncle George, but it was sweet to see George and Hippolyta again. I really thought it was a beautiful moment for what it was. And there was the conversation, and she's telling. What I love was her excitement.
Yeah.
What I love was her joy of telling them this tale of adventure, of discovery, of this, that, and the other. But what I was really heartbroken of was the only thing he heard was, you went through all of that and you still named yourself my wife.
And that's when she had that's when she had to drop it on his ass again.
Yes. Let me tell you something.
And what it kind of reminds me.
Men can't help but insert themselves in shit.
Ego, baby.
But and at first I said, okay, well,
that's all they
got for everything in the world.
Well, and I'm gonna say this, and I know y'all might jump me. I know Melissa probably will, because she good at jumping on me like I'm the mad guy.
We make each other better humans.
I know.
I love you.
I personally thought when he said that, that through all of this adventure, you thought of me. You could have said, anything else. You could have said, I am a superhero, I am a god, I am this, I am this, I am this. But you thought of me, and I thought it was somewhat heartwarming in that perspective. But when she sprung out of bed, that's when it popped in my head. Damn, George, you had it right till you got it wrong.
Exactly.
That's when it popped in my head. Damn it, George. That is not the point. The point is the woman who loves you went through all of this. Embrace it, enjoy it, celebrate it. That is why she told you.
Yep.
Stop inserting yourself in shit.
Well, but she inserted him in the shit too by exclaiming that she is his wife. He should have been like, oh man, thank you. But what you did was amazing. That is most important. That is the thing. And when she sprung up and said, God damn it, I knew that. Now I know the answer. Now I know the answer. But what I love was he caught himself. Like I called him in episode 2. That's Mr. Let me put the tip in. He knew what to say at the right time. He knew what to say at the right time.
He would want him. She got all this warrior training.
Yeah. You'd got your ass whooped.
And let me, and I'm not going to jump on you, but the way I interpret that scene is here she is, she's telling him this amazing, adventurous story, and I am George's wife, but in other words, motherfucker, you should be lucky to be married.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, okay.
Because if you notice, to me, that's what men do. They come home and they tell their wives all these great tales. Oh, the boardroom today, honey, I was a shark, and I was this, and I was that.
Yeah.
You know, so I read it that way because a lot of men
that's
said I was a shark. I got this sale, or I did this, and I'm going to be promoted. And we
you're so good.
And thank God I'm married to you. What would I be without you? And I, you know, and not all men do that, but some men actually give me I just got all that praise. Now you're a praise woman.
I deserve.
Know who you're married to. I'm alpha male. So I took that scene as her doing the same thing, but in a different way, in a way that says, hey, not as fueled and fuel driven as an ego, but to say, look, all of this, and I'm married to you. You're who you're married to.
Right.
You know, but not as an arrogant or
it's an understanding.
Yeah, I don't think he was trying to be arrogant. Yeah, I don't think George was trying to be arrogant. He just should have shut the fuck up. But because, you know, that's just like you coming home telling your man about your day and then they ask what you're cooking. Like, what?
Oh, God,
no,
but we're
not going to do this. Yeah.
You notice that after that, he came to realization and he followed her. Like they held hands, and
that's why I said she became the
leader again.
And I
let me take you on a journey. You didn't want to take me with you all the places where you got your ass killed.
And they went.
You probably wouldn't have got killed had you took me with you instead of trying to protect.
With the pointer, but you're right.
Right, sorry, this is a makeup brush.
No, but that's true. No, but you're right. I like it. Hey, we need props. That was good. I actually like that. I'm taking credit for that. I'm not being. I like that. I'm like, yeah, tell them. But and they. She
was like Method Man. Get them.
But for them to go on the journey together, it needed her to be the lead. It needed her,
and that's all she wanted
from
episode 1.
Exactly.
She wanted to travel and discover with you.
And he had
by your side. Yeah.
But you needed me here, and we could have all done this together, or I could have came with you and been your partner.
There was a part where he said, "So wait, there's an Earth where I'm not. Well, am I real? Am I fantasy? What am I?" And it was kind of like, "Oh, okay. This now you have to proclaim it. You truly have to proclaim who you are." You know, and his thing of, you know, like when she told him, no, I told you, because you remember he tried to say, well, you should have told me. You know, I saw.
Told you every day.
Yeah, but you know, because he said, look, I saw it. I saw the discovery in you. I saw the adventurer. I just never, and I think what it was, he never wanted to truly accept it because, like he told her, I always expected you to be home when I come back from the road. You were the anchor that I know that when I drive up in the Woody, you're there. You're the constant. And instead of just saying, okay, yes, you're the constant, but you're also, we're here. We're equal.
Right. You described a bird in a cage. You didn't describe a wife or a partner.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's true. You didn't describe an equal.
So he came to that realization. He understood it. You know, because I love how she said, I tried. Like she cut him. Yeah. She cut him off. I tried. I've tried a lot. And when he realized it, you are the discoverer. You are the adventurer. So go and be. You know, and I loved how, you know, and that's not validation, a man validating a woman. That's a man understanding.
Yeah.
Like coming to an understanding, a true understanding.
Seeing her as an equal.
And that was the equal.
And that was a beautiful reconciliation of a man.
Right. And then it was take me with you.
Yes.
You're the lead. Yeah.
Show me what you see.
And look where she led him. That was so beautiful.
Right.
Some dumbass said ducks in space. I'm like, bitch, when you saw a bill, where did the motherfuckers go quack? Shut your ass up. It was somebody on IMDb talking shit, saying that the episode was horrible. I was like, you know what? Go suck your mother.
But my boyfriend said that it looked a lot like that video game, that Something Worlds video game. You know what I'm talking about?
The Outer Worlds?
Outer Worlds.
Yeah.
But people don't understand.
When you go to travel to different
or No Man's
planets. No Man's Land.
That's No Man's Land, yeah.
People don't understand the context of time periods and stuff. They're not going to imagine something that's in the year.
They don't understand 55. That. They don't understand that Black folks have an imagination.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's true.
They Terry Gilliam themselves.
It's not real.
Well, and the beauty of it was her and I love how she said it. I am a discoverer. And you know, they hold hands and you see the wrist mechanisms lock in, and I'm like, wait a minute, is she about to bring that Uncle George into our world? I was about to say, okay, here we go. This is some multidimensional MCU shit. Let's go, goddammit.
Right.
Sadly, that didn't happen, but one of the coolest scenes happened where, if you are an old school fan of Lost in Space or Fantastic Voyage or Fantastic Planet, which is an amazing French animated film from 1972, smoke a lot of weed, you will go crazy. We see her become the true envisionment or the true embodiment of Orinthia Blue.
Yep.
We see her true self. And this is where I say that one of the pioneers of Afrofuturism came as a voice of God, the great Sun Ra. If you know who Sun Ra is, if you don't know who Sun Ra is, Google and be prepared, because this man is one of the godfathers of Afrofuturism, acid jazz, experimental jazz. He was born in 1914 in Alabama, and he basically said he is not a human being. He is a myth. He has come from another place, another time. He believes that time is ended. But the speech that was going on was his speech from a movie called Space is the Place, which is also based on an album that he came out, The Myth of the Black Black People, where he spoke, and this is one of the dopest scenes ever, where he tells this Black person straight up, you don't exist. You're a myth. You're not real. Because if you were real, they would respect you. They would love you. They would talk to you. They would acknowledge your existence. So like I am, we are myths. And the beauty of a myth is it's never ended.
But that also, let's drop, because oh Lord, I hate to be the one to go there too. But I'm always doing that. But just think about if you want to bring Ralph Ellison into context of the Invisible Man. He kind of basically, albeit in another way, basically is saying the same thing.
Yeah.
But
that's saying it in a much more beautiful place where we don't need.
But that's a whole other. That's other podcasts, other Zooms.
No, that's understand.
Yeah, because we'd have to go. We go way deep and down. And we want to stick to Hippolyta.
We don't need to wear white bandages to be seen with Sun Ra. We are above and beyond their comment. And what I loved about it is, as he's talking, you actually see the myth, which is Hippolyta the Discoverer and her companion. If you think about it, you remember those old 1950s sci-fi space things? We'll follow the adventures of Johnny Space and his companion,
Right.
Comet.
That's
That's what it reminded me of. To see how George didn't take the lead, like you said, Hippolyta's the lead. George is just enjoying the ride. He is the companion who watches the discoverer, the adventurer, do the amazing work. And I just love how they were just, once again, naming things, discovering things.
And I hate to do this, but let's mythologize it. Let's demythologize it here.
That's myth
because I have to go back and say this to people. Oh, that looks like this, and it had about the special effects. This whole show is about racism and sci-fi and magical realism and all that. So to me, it makes perfect sense that her vision and the writers who did this, that would be the space that they would envision for that time in that context.
Yeah.
Because and especially this is where they busted the myth, because we didn't see ourselves as discoverers and leaders and this, that, and the other. So that was almost like, oh, let me use Tarantino, who I'm not that big a fan of, but let's flip the script. This is how those old sci-fi space shows would have looked in the 50s, featuring Black people. So the people who said that about special effects, fuck y'all, for real. Get some knowledge and some of his historical context going with yourself.
This is Flash Garden. I mean,
yes,
it's the old.
Like, I mean, I can disagree with me, but if you're gonna come with bullshit like that, back it up with some facts. Like I'm like, that just stayed in my brain that they said that. Like, I'm not. It makes no sense in any context of this whole. Okay, I'm done.
Oh no, but it was such a beautiful
scene
scene that I didn't care what people thought, because the spaceship had the paneling of the Woody. The little creatures. It was just, you know what it really was? If you think about it, it's Diana's interpretation of space.
Which would, as a Black child, if she would have seen her parents
exactly. Look at Hippolyta's outfit.
They traveled to their child's universe. In her imagination.
If she would have seen herself reflected on the television programs of that era.
Look at the symbolism of her outfit. Look what was floating around her. The planet. She is the center of the universe. George is just a part of that universe. That's why George is the companion. That is why George was enjoying. Exactly. George was enjoying the ride. George wasn't going,
he's a passenger.
Yeah, he just did like this, girl. Look,
maybe a co-captain, but that's it. You're not.
He might have been navigator. He could have read the map.
That was one of the best representations of intersectionality that I've ever seen portrayed in the television series.
It was beautiful.
In your PSA from Melissa, the woman.
It was beautiful. It was just something that, like I said, if you listen to what Sun Ra is saying, the man, he is the reason George Clinton is George Clinton, people. If you ever listen to the Parliament albums, you listen to Star Child.
George Clinton's still alive, huh?
Oh, yeah, girl. Don't take
sorry,
the funk away just yet.
I'm not sorry, George. Live long, brother, and prosper.
No, I mean, if you really pay attention, and I beg y'all, go listen to Space is the Place. Go watch the movie Space is the Place. Because the intro, when he's walking through this, this whole new planet that he discovers, and he says it straight up, the music is different here. The vibrations are different. You know, this is serene, this is beautiful. And I love how he says it. Planet Earth is filled with guns and anger and frustration. But here, Black people can vibrate different on this planet with no white folks.
Why am I thinking of Brother from Another Planet?
Because you're damn near close.
Okay.
Because you're damn near close.
Y'all got to see that too. That was a good. he played Olivia Pope's dad. I always forget his name.
Joe Martin.
Joe Martin,
the great Joe Martin.
Underrated. Yeah,
Papa
that
Pope.
brother he is underrated, but I love him too.
The brother from another planet. So this is why this episode touched my soul in a different way, you know, because like the joke was on Twitter, Black folks, can we get some Afrofuturism? Misha Green and Lovecraft Country here. Eat this shit.
Say no more.
Say no more. You got it.
Say
So,
less.
like I said, if people like I'm a Sun Ra fanatic, just go listen to that album, go watch that movie, because the stuff they were showing in that is going on today, because they're talking about demonstrations against police brutality back in 1974 Oakland, 73, 74 Oakland. They are talking about poverty. They are talking about unemployment. And here comes Sun Ra and his Intergalactic Research Orchestra, ARK, not orchestra, orchestra, and they found the planet. They found the planet for us to live, to grow, to thrive, because that's his whole thing. How can we as Black people thrive? And I found the planet where we can be, because I love how he said it, because the first thing we have to do is it's to say time has officially ended, and we'll work on the other side of time. So if you think about it, time, space, multi-dimensional type stuff, I was like, God damn, Misha Green, why did y'all do this to me? Why y'all got me sitting here with tears in my eyes with this science fiction, with which, like I always say, you look at the word science fiction, the first word is science. The fiction is to make it plausible for us to enjoy, but the science is the most important. So that to me was just dope as hell, cool as hell. It made me love Hippolyta so much more. It made me respect the power of, and yeah, if y'all think I'm kissing ass, you could kiss mine. Made me understand, and I'm still learning, even at 43, the importance of Black women. The importance that, like, just, I know everybody's yelling, protect Black women, protect this. We must protect, but we also have to understand and respect the importance of your existence.
Don't block the way.
Don't block the way, but have an understanding. We don't need to mansplain shit.
Right.
We just need to say, all right, sis, do you, I got you back. That's it. Once we can easily say that, oh, sis, you got, all right, on you, got you back. That's all we need. Because y'all been saying that shit for years, for centuries. All right, brother, go. Got you back. Mama got you back. Go. Mothers been saying that to their sons since the beginning of time. Black mothers have been saying it. Go out, baby. Mama got you back. So now we as Black men have to say, all right, go out there. Got you back. And that's it. That's all. That's my whole outlook. I ain't got time to say that men are trash. Huh?
I said, look what Misha Green's doing.
Yeah. Go, sis. Got you back. Because I don't want to be on the show. I just want you to watch Welcome to Devon County on YouTube. That's all I'm asking, like, this was needed. This episode, and you remember last week, you weren't there, Melissa. I said it. Black parents, let your daughters watch this episode. They need to see this episode. Young Black girls need to see this episode.
Yeah.
I think Octavia is above, just, or in another dimension going, yep, that's what I wrote about for years. That, and in all honesty, that is the Xenogenesis story. That is Xenogenesis. Like, I know Xenogenesis is about aliens taking over, a Black woman is a savior, but that is the crux of it. The foundation, the just straight up, the hero, as usual.
Because we've always been the heroes.
The unsung hero. Yeah. The unsung hero. And who is Hippolyta? Uninterrupted. That's the episode for me. It can be interpreted in many different ways. Like Melissa said, some were just harping on the fucking special effects and really not paying attention to the actual jewel that was given to you. You looked at, you know what it was? They looked at it and thought they saw a Tiffany box. And when they opened the Tiffany box, it was a rock. But what they didn't understand, or a lump of coal, but what they didn't understand, that with time, with pressure, it's going to be one of the most flawless diamonds ever made. But you just saw the coal. You saw the box and you didn't like what was in it. So, as Melissa said, I'm going to just give you the fingers. I ain't got time for the words. But If you didn't like the episode, that's totally fine. In the comments, let us know how you feel.
I
hope people watch it again.
Something.
Oh no, I'm not closing just
Sorry,
yet.
go ahead, Melissa. Go ahead, Melissa.
No, you go, Gadir. Go.
Oh, okay, thank you. So, the only
Stop
thing
being polite.
I wanted
Just talk.
to,
No, that's why I just need to say that. Let her go.
I wanted to say that I'm predicting that Tick went to see Hannah.
Oh yes, that's another thing.
Because he was
Tick
gone.
came out
I
he
forgot
about that. He got
in
pushed in it. He went in it as well. But we did forget there was another Beyonce moment.
Oh yeah, when she finished.
This is my favorite.
Man.
Right.
And this is why I say this episode of Welcome to Devon County is brought to you by Garnett.
I've been waiting for you to. I know we were gonna get to this
because Rebecca Sugar, you ain't watching, but I will post this on Twitter. If you do a live action Steven Universe, Isha Greenham gave you the blueprint on how Garnett should look, who should play her. So make that happen. That's all. That's that. I implore you, Karen LeBlanc, for Garnett in the Steven Universe live action film. But now it's time for Hippolyta to let everybody know. The viewer's been knowing, but now she has to make the proclamation. And this is where I went. This is Black Mama. This is a Black mother. You gotta love her. Because she saw herself in every way, shape, and form. And I love how she just went into self-discovery. Like, well, how do I get with this Hippolyta? Or the warrior Hippolyta? The wife Hippolyta? The discoverer Hippolyta? It's all me. I am Hippolyta. But, because you remember, Serafina said, it's time for you to come on. Come on. If Serafina was one of the members of Lakeside, she'd have said, come along and ride on the fantastic voyage. Because it was time. It was time for Hippolyta to get on that train. It was time. But what I loved was her, she said, wait, does it hurt? Typical. Does it hurt? No,
it's not typical. It's logical.
It's logical.
Like, she was asking proper questions.
Yeah.
What does that mean? I'm coming home. Because she's a logical thinker. What does that mean?
That's what they wanted. That's what they wanted. Her logic.
Well, she's now ready for that type of society because she's capable of it.
Which, once again, y'all been ready. Been ready. That's basically what the Beyond Say was trying to tell her. You've been here. You've been ready. Now you just got to accept it and come on board.
All right.
But what I loved was she's like, okay, so if I transform and move with you, it's all good, right? Yes. But if I don't, can these things get me back home to my home earth, my home earth? And I love how she said it doesn't even sound the same now.
Right.
Earth is now a small box. And I am a goddamn universe.
But look what she said though too. I'm glad. I was waiting for you to finally bring it up. She said home. And she went,
Yeah.
That sounds strange, but guess what else? Let me connect this to Beyonce too. Before Beyonce, because Giovanna, my sister, LJ.
Yeah, say it quick because she might show up.
I said Warsan Shire has always been one of my favorite poetesses. Or poets, put it that way. And she has this poem called For Women Who Are Difficult to Love. And she always said a line that resonated with me, and it made perfect sense in this episode with Hippolyta. And it says, love, you cannot make homes out of human beings. Didn't anyone ever tell you that? Boom.
Yeah.
Boom, boom, boom. Think about that line. Apply it to this whole episode.
Yeah.
And when I heard she said home, because Beyonce used it in Lemonade.
Yeah.
She quoted some of Warsan Shire.
Okay.
She's I think Somali, if I'm not mistaken, maybe Ethiopian. I'm gearing towards Somali, but discovered her I think so 15 years ago. Okay. Have always loved her. And so my sister, because she knows I'm a nerd and always reading things, like, hey, because they also call me King. She's like, I can't. she's quoting the poem in Lemonade. I'm like, oh, okay, that's fly, and you know. But when she said home, I thought about that line of Orson Shire, and especially about discovering who you are. I am naming yourself, who you are. What is home? What is the concept of home?
Right.
That line says you cannot make homes out of human beings, and it especially makes sense because of the choices that I think that Hippolyta made.
Yeah. Well, I just love when she said that. If I choose not to, which once again showed that okay, I am the decision maker on this one.
And guess what? She didn't come out.
Nope. I was gonna say, to quote George Bush, I am the decider.
Wow.
Yeah, I went there. Shush.
Pissed all over it.
I'm not pissing all over it.
Edit it out. A kiss to Black women. And you just edit
You're not going to say George Bush.
It's on to my head.
You're just
forgive
not.
him. Forgive him for this. I love you. I will always be down for you. I got your back.
You're not
going to bring up George Bush.
There's no universe I don't want you in, baby. But guess what? For that comment alone,
guess what?
One of them.
If I cut it out, if I cut that out, then I wouldn't get the correcting from the strong.
Well, consider yourself corrected because.
All right, but once again, like I said,
actually, that's his one. That's his one.
She
like
decided,
one and only.
But also, she did say, because she turned and she said, "But Diana needs me."
Thought about her daughter.
Thought about her daughter. Which
a mother is a mother is a mother is a mother.
But did her ass come out of that thing though? That's all I want to know.
But once again, we don't know.
We only see that
tick.
Yeah.
Right. We only saw tick, but we don't know yet. Maybe next episode it'll happen.
You need something. It doesn't mean you can't survive without it. I'm just saying. I'm gonna be the devil's advocate here.
But once again,
because the next episode is all about that little girl.
It's all about Diana.
And I think I'm not saying she may not eventually.
Oh, she's coming back.
But at what point in time?
I think in this moment she chose herself. I could be completely wrong.
Always on time.
Yeah.
Say it again.
She's like God.
Right time.
Right.
Always on time.
I think when she said home and and to come to the full self-actualization that she came to, and that does not mean she does not love her daughter. That does not mean she's a bad mother at all. Right. Because sometimes being the best mother you can be is knowing when your ass cannot be there. And I'm not talking about someone who abandons their child. So that's a whole different thing. But I'm just saying, I didn't see her black ass come out.
No, and here's the thing. If she has the power to go at will, and
she's not going to go where a white cop is
waiting,
laying down.
Right. She might have seen and been like, ooh, wait a minute.
I would imagine she and the Beyonce is a little smarter than that.
And the fact,
at the scene of the crime.
If Tigletti and Montrose could go to Journey to the Center of the Earth and be in Chicago in in a 5-mile walk,
she could magically appear back home with an alibi.
Yeah. And look, she can do it. She can do a bewitch, wiggle her nose, and boop.
Yeah, those whoever discovers that little comic at the end, just erase their memory.
Yeah. So
right.
So once again,
we'll see.
And plus, even with her saying Diana needs me, I think it's also to the point of, if you think about it, and this is just my brain thinking it this way. How do you pass on the knowledge of what's to come? Prepping Diana to be ready, because Mama ascended. You're going to ascend as well, and I'm going to show you the blueprint. Because just like how Serafina helped her ascend, I think it's like a pay it forward. This is how, Black women pay it forward to their children, to their daughters. All right, I've ascended. It's your turn. Now you're going to learn. I'm going to teach you. But in order to teach you, you got to go through your vision career.
Yeah, you have to have your journey.
You have to have your journey.
And maybe part of her journey is like, I got to take myself out of that picture. So you start that journey.
Which I think is the journey is next week.
I think that's Diana's journey. We don't know how much time passed.
Yeah.
Because
this might be all going in wrong at the same time.
Because this is based.
And these are multiverses we're dealing with at this point.
Right.
So.
And I think they're using the Devil Doll story in the book. where there's a little old devil doll.
Oh yeah, that little girl, that little creepy looking little bitch.
And I think, well, the name of the
I don't like
episode,
when they use children as scary things. Look, I'm already not
right.
The name of the episode
Kids already
is
scary.
also messed up too.
Exactly.
Because episode 8 is going to be called Jigabobo.
Oh wait.
That already sounds like too much like the boogeyman.
Well,
or whatever.
Because you know what? They're probably, if it's Jigabobo, because
they're going to say something about Bobo's trip.
Yeah, it is.
And also, if anybody remember the original trailers to Lovecraft Country, there was a scene where Diana was looking through the window of a store, and the wheat man eyes started moving.
The what man's eyes?
The cream of wheat man.
Oh. Oh,
where
Lord.
she's looking, and then you see the cream of wheat man eyes just.
Nope.
And yes, as we said, we Tick comes back out of the portal. Where did he go? Because that's the question too. Because he
ran quick.
That
the book in his hand was written by who?
By George.
And what is it called? Lovecraft Country. So he might have went to a dimension where George told a story. You know, we don't know. But when he heard them sirens, he knew it was time to go. Like the Homeboy Shopping Network, it was time to jet.
Right.
So Diana's gonna have a journey. Tick gonna have a journey. And in the previews for episode 8, Diana meets up with Captain Lancaster.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, because he asked the same little question, little girl. What do you know about? What do you know
about magic?
Yeah, he trying to find out who knows what him.
Exactly.
You're the worst detective / magician on the earth. You know? You don't know shit about anybody.
Right. Because he thinks magic is just exclusive to white people.
Exactly, exclusive to him. For
He's
sure.
just horrible. He doesn't have a clue. His dumb ass.
Yeah, because I still want to know why he got
a black body.
Yeah, Terry Crews body with Pee Wee Herman head. I just need to know.
Body.
Now that body is mismatched.
Okay.
Right.
Not as bad as Tick. Not as bad as I was gonna say Tree. I said Tick.
You haven't seen Tree's legs. Y'all leave my man alone for real. Y'all leave him alone.
And if they do bring Tree,
might have Lenny Kravitz's torso. Who knows?
I would be so upset. I would be like, oh my God.
I'm about to log off. I'm telling you now. If I mention one more man.
My job here as a tour guide is to make sure that every fantasy you have is to be destroyed and destroyed quickly before it turns into a raging inferno. I have to put the fire out before it becomes California. That's my job. No, I'm just joking. Cool. Fantasize, because you could come after Ruby and Hippolyta all you want. I know. Those statues. Well, I ain't gonna say statues because I'm not gonna objectify.
Statuesque. It's okay to say they're statues.
No, I was saying statues, and that's why I said I'm not gonna objectify. But those beautiful, beautiful women will be in my heart till the day I am in the dirt, and I will never. I'm gonna protect them black women. Say what you must. Say how you feel. See, that's grown ass men.
And I'm gonna protect my brothers.
You protect them brothers.
My fine ass brothers.
Long ass torso having brothers.
Whatever.
I'm not protecting anybody till I see them legs on Tree.
I was about to say my
that Negro ain't even got no neck.
Them all.
Lenny Kravitz, you're an amazing musician. Grow a neck. But I'm sorry. Let me stop. I was a fat dude. I didn't have a neck.
Look at Ashley.
Lenny Kravitz is gonna come to my house and whoop my ass and then play argument.
Oh, that would be so awesome if he came call me.
If he I tell him
Ashley, Lenny, I tried to tell him not to say that, baby.
I tried to tell him.
Only one who could say they took up for him would be
Ashley. He hit me with his arms like this.
Her silence. I'd be like, but Lenny, Anthony is my bestie. He wasn't lying. I still love you, but he wasn't lying, bro.
Yeah, bro. I mean, you're shaped like Popeye. I'm sorry. It is what it is. It is.
Wait till I see my tree.
Sorry.
I wonder if he'll have a journey too.
Who? I'm sorry. Gadir is on point. Yes, Gadir.
Right.
Tree ain't having it. He's too messy.
Tree is too goddamn messy. His journey gonna be real short. Somebody gonna punch him in the face.
Y'all, okay. You know what? On that note, we gonna have to look. The sun done went down. The moon is up telling us it is time to get our asses out of Devon County A full moon is our saying, y'all need to get y'all black asses out this county because either Lenny Kravitz's torso or a tree's scrawny legs will put you in your grave. So, ladies and gentlemen, before we go once again, make sure merch. We got merch. You can get this tour
in
guide
multiple colors.
In multiple
I
colors.
got pink and gray.
Yep.
I got navy blue. I'm gonna get the yellow.
I have heather blue, I think it's called, or turquoise blue, and this cool, I guess maroon. I don't know. It's an awesome dark red. Gadeer's looking amazing with her tour guide shirt. Ashley would have looked amazing, but she always looks amazing with I Slap Weezer Boudreaux t-shirt. Melissa always looking amazing, even though she had to go tinkle. But
all the business.
Oh yeah, tea's being served. Just like Montrose served tea to Letty, and we got served some tea from Montrose and Sammy. But unlike them, our grits are always firm, and we never feed you any pork. We just give you straight beef. Yeah, that makes sense. So
that was cute. That was cute.
Yay, ladies and gentlemen,
straight beef.
Give them straight. Okay.
Tick.
I'll leave it at that. All right.
Tree.
Torso. Oh, I thought we were doing like Captain Planet.
I'm just done.
Tick. Tree. Torso. Bad shit.
Lenny. Y'all done came after Idris. Y'all done came after Lenny.
I will stand by Idris all day.
Okay. You know what? Ladies and gentlemen,
he's a great actor.
This was episode 7 of Love.
He's a DJ too.
Oh, you see, now y'all telling me this is Lovecraft County. This is Welcome to Devon County, episode 7. This was women empowerment in such a great way.
Yes, thank you, Misha. Kisses.
Yes.
Thank you, Misha. Thank you, Jordan. Thank you, JJ. I don't remember the writer of episode 7, but thank you most of all. Thank you, Ingenue Ellis, for being an amazing actor and making Hippolyta one of the coolest characters. Thank you, Karen LeBlanc, for becoming Serafina and showing us Afrofuturism is dope and has an afro. Thank you to all the actors. As a matter of fact, happy belated birthday to Journey Smollett, who celebrated her birthday. Nice. And don't forget t-shirts. I will have the links in the description, so definitely go buy some merch. Show your love, show your loyalty to the dopest Lovecraft recap and review show ever put. I'm sorry, I'm not dissing Lovecraft Country Radio. I'm not dissing the Safe Negro podcast. Shout out to DJ Ben Amin and Tatiana King and Portia. Y'all got to listen to them as well. Listen to Lovecraft Country Radio. Dope ass podcast based for Lovecraft Country. Why? Because Black creators are making Black entertainment, which is Black amazement, Black excellence, Black everything. So, in the words of Issa Rae,
blackity
black. I'm Black, y'all. Bliggity black.
So stay Black and die Black, y'all. Proud to be Black, y'all.
That is. If you wake up in the morning and you're still Black, enjoy that blessing.
Thank the good Lord.
Thank them. Enjoy that blessing. Be proud in who you are. Do not, I repeat, do not let other people make you shrink you or help you to shrink. Grow, become better, because as Maya Angelou would say, if you know better, you do better. So if you know better, goddamn it, do better. It's that simple. So episode 7 is a wrap. We will see you next week. Get some merch. Thank you to Gadeer McHale, Ashley effing bro. She slapped Weezer Boudreaux, and I told y'all, you old Southern Bells, she will ring your bell. Don't come at her, and don't come at her. There you go. You know, don't. What's the saying? Don't come at me unless I send for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I didn't
pretty much.
come for you. Don't come
for me.
Yes.
Right.
So.
Period.
In the city girl's way of period with a T. Don't fuck with her. I'm just letting y'all know. Don't be a World Star video because I will post it. And as always, best friend, BEST friend. Miss Melissa Marie Newell. Yeah, I'm gonna make a rap album. It's gonna be horrible. It's gonna be horrible, but I mean, come on, y'all.
Have a great week, everybody.
Please enjoy your week. Stay safe as usual. Wash your hands, wash your feet, wash your ass, wear a damn mask.
Yes, please.
Y'all see the Rona ain't playing. This ain't no joke no more.
Right.
Got it. Just saying. So, good night. Good life. Get the hell out of Devon County. We'll see you next week. Deuces.